Morning, folks. This is Captain Neely. Appears we've got the friendly skies all to ourselves.
While most people are just getting up, one airline is off to over 200 business centers across the U.S. United.
Thanks for flying the friendly skies.
When the unthinkable happens to your family,
My child's been kidnapped.
one call can save your life.
We were scared to death.
Rescue 911, Tuesday.
This is CBS.
You know, we can talk parts and service till we're blue in the face. Now it's time to put our money where our mouth is. Over the next few weeks, thousands of area Ford car and truck owners will be receiving this checkbook. As an incentive to introduce you to the Eastway service team, this checkbook contains some of the lowest price service specials ever offered. It also explains our lifetime guarantee that covers most repairs for as long as you own your car. If you're not getting these prices and this guarantee, maybe you ought to be seeing red. See Felix at the sign of the cat.
From luxury trailers to pop-up tents, the Greasetown Mall has a vehicle of your choice during the Greasetown Mall Recreational Vehicle Show, Thursday, February 8th through Sunday, February 18th. What better way to enjoy the outdoors and all it has to offer than to drive off in one of the many RVs on display by the Rochester area's finest dealers. Don't miss the Recreational Vehicle Show, February 8th through February 18th at the Greasetown Mall, where the fun's on us.
Greasetown Mall, the fun's on us.
Because All-Americans like a good All-American deal, Charlotte Furniture and Appliance presents the $3 million All-American Closeout Sale. Shop store-wide and save up to 60% on the best brand names in America. GE, KitchenAid, Zenith, RCA, Sealy, Whirlpool, and Lane. Plus, no payments or interest for 90 days. Save up to 60% now, but hurry before the All-American Closeout closes out at Charlotte Furniture and Appliance.
On our next current affair, the mother trap.
Next on CBS Sports, the National Basketball Association.
We're on our way to Miami Arena. We are with the Western All-Stars, the defending champions of the NBA All-Star Game. And Clyde Drexler, you guys got any plays you're thinking about today?
We got a lot of special plays, but we don't want to give any of them away. But we got this one special trick play. We're going to take it out, give it to Magic, let him go up and shoot it.
Yeah, it's a special play. David Robinson, you excited about this? Your first time here?
Oh, you kidding me? These guys are great. This is my first chance playing with most of them.
Pat,
AC.
we got to go back.
We're on the air, babe.
We forgot Magic.
I can't wait.
Get on your feet. Get up and make it happen.
I'll be there.
Get on your feet. Stand up and take some action. Get on your feet.
Man, this is hot.
Don't stop before it's over. Get on your feet. The weight is off your shoulders.
This is going to be hot.
The NBA All-Star. Everybody's here. Jordan, Worthy, Barkley. Oh, man, it doesn't get any bigger than this.
CBS Sports NBA All-Star Game Preview Show is sponsored by BF Goodrich TA Tires, the athletic shoes for your car. Speed Stick Deodorant. The wide stick gives you the edge. Speed Stick Deodorant by Manon. And by Teleflora, creators of the Snoopy Love Bouquet for Valentine's Day. And now, live from Miami Arena, here's Pat O'Brien.
And from Miami, Florida, a hot spot in more ways than one on this second Sunday in February and 3 days before Valentine's Day. If you love basketball, folks, the players have an early Valentine for you. And hello, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. You know, they say life begins at 40, and if they are correct, the NBA All-Star Game is just beginning. And what a beginning this 40th annual affair promises to be, as out of 300 players, 24 have been singled out as the best in the world, and all you have to do is sit there and relax, and you'll see them all today. Let's begin looking right now and go inside the East locker room. Yes, they actually discussed this game before they roll the ball out to the superstars. And Chuck Daly, in his first year as an All-Star coach, offers his first game plan.
If you've got a shot, you've got to take it, but I'd say let it come to you. Obviously, if you can make an extra pass, but I've also seen this carried too far. Some guys overpass in an All-Star game. I think you just got to play basketball. You make a pass, you got a shot, you got to take the shot. These two things, $2, $4 if you win. All right, motion play. Coming down the middle, this is a signal for motion. 5 and 4 at the elbows, 3 gets 2. Try to get them in it.
And while that was going on, down the hall, the Western All-Stars chatting up their game. Pat Riley making his 6th straight appearance as coach. Let's listen in.
People that they can see. So we really want to get the players on that basketball. Okay. If you don't have anything on the pass going up the sideline, you got this post up here. If it's not there, we just swing it back to the guard and we look for the weak side, pin down shot or post up 4 or 5 over here, okay? I made a point yesterday, play the game the way you...
Let us switch signals for a moment here so as not to overlook what's been going on in the real world. Nelson Mandela, as you know, the South African leader, was released from prison earlier today, and for the players watching from here, it brought that world perspective to the fore.
It was definitely a long time coming, and imagine someone being behind, a building, so to speak, for that long a period of time, and really not knowing if it was justifiable or what, not getting into that whole issue, but just being locked up for that long of time, and constantly hearing about possibly being released. It's a great, I think it's a great ordeal for him to be finally set free.
I see something like Nelson coming out, and it straightens your face up. I mean, it kind of makes you think a little bit, and it makes you want to go out, put your heart out there, and makes you want to help those blacks in South Africa.
Well spoken. Well, coming up, a chat with Larry and Magic. Doesn't get any better than that. We'll be back from Miami after this. Stay with us, okay?
BF Goodrich TA Tires.
BF Goodrich TA Tires perform like great athletic shoes. They grab. They dig.
BF Goodrich TA Tires.
BF Goodrich TA Tires, the athletic shoes for your car.
BF Goodrich TA Tires.
It's powerful. A new kind of protection. Speed Stick Deodorant Sport Talc. Made just for a man. New Speed Stick Sport Talc. Powerful all-day protection.
Got a cold? Gotta keep going? Gotta go with Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. When you gotta keep going, you gotta go with Alka-Seltzer Plus.
He always lived his life on the edge.
You want to light my cigarette?
Shy thing, aren't you?
But now, he's found something
Forget about right or wrong.
more dangerous.
We'll never get out of Mexico alive.
Where is she?
Kevin Costner. Revenge.
Where is she?
Rated R. Starts Friday at select theaters.
Will Murphy survive a reunion from her high school days?
If my hair were any higher, I could sell lift tickets on it.
It's an all-new Murphy Brown at a special time, Monday at 8.
Back inside Miami Arena, and over 15,000 fans here about to get their first look at the All-Stars. We're going to give you the first look. Here come the Eastern All-Stars down the short hallway out onto the court.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Eastern Conference All-Stars.
come the Western Conference All-Stars. Let's say you had to choose an all-star team from this group of all-stars. We've already heard from Michael Jordan. I'm sure he'd be on your list. But if you had to pick captains, you got to go with two guys from the Midwest, Larry Joe Bird and Irvin Magic Johnson.
This is the time to remember.
Number 32, the Magic Man, Irvin Johnson, 6'8" guard, Los Angeles Lakers.
Here comes the rookie out of Indiana State.
This is the time, but time is gonna change. You've given me the best of you, and now I need the rest of you.
And the two guys who provided us with all those memories, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. You guys have met, right? Huh? What's your favorite thing about Larry?
He brings out the best in me. I think that all the time that we faced each other, I never had an opponent that I feared other than Larry Bird. Everybody else, I feel that we could beat, and I feel some way the Lakers can come up winning. But when it's close, it's down to the wire, and they have the ball, I know that he can hit that basket to make them win.
Turn to talk about him. What's your favorite thing about Irvin?
Well, he's a winner. You know, he's proven that over the years. He's been a winner every time he stepped on the court, and he comes to play every night. And in this league, not everybody does that, but he does.
We've got some business with you, your free throw shooting streak. Are you going to break that, and do they get harder now as you get closer to Calvin Murphy's streak?
They really don't get harder. It's just the fact that my concentration has been excellent over the last month, and right now going to the line, I feel comfortable.
You guys ever feel like you should just get into a schoolyard or a room and just have it out one-on-one?
Oh, yeah, I think later on we will, just for ourselves, you know. And these other guys should also thank us, too, for all these millions of dollars, because we started off with the TV deal.
Hey, guys, thanks for joining us, and thanks for the memories. We'll see you guys. A great moment right there. We'll be back from Miami Arena after this. Stay with us, okay?
Barbasol Gel gives you a super close shave like the other gel, but at a great Barbasol price.
Your Barbasol Gel, sir. Your change, sir.
Barbasol Gel. No wonder it appeals to the rich.
Nothing's rougher on a man's face than shaving. That's why there's Skin Bracer. It's more than an aftershave. It soothes, cools, tightens pores, so it's good for your skin.
Thanks. I needed that.
Skin Bracer Aftershave.
By Nene.
A romantic Valentine's bouquet of lovely flowers, together with an adorable plush Snoopy wearing fanciful heart-shaped goggles. It's the perfect way to send a smile to someone you love this Valentine's Day. Ask your Teleflora florist to send Snoopy's love bouquet. Make a lasting impression. Send Teleflora. And keep your love young forever.
This is your pump. Push this little thing here, and you just pump. Pump, 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 pump. You know how to do that, don't you? 5 or 6 pumps. I say 15 pumps, 20 to 25 times. 70 pumps to do it. You know what I'm going to use this also is to intimidate people. These things in here, I don't know what they're called. Airbags. When you want to release, it's a little button back here that you just push down and you can hear the air leaving the pump. I think we're onto something here. Pump it up.
3 years ago at this time, I introduced you to the tragic story of Mike Helms. He was a collegiate star with plenty of promise.
And Helms is a great shooter.
But his career path was blocked by drugs. Today, Mike Helms is finished serving his time. 5 years behind bars at this correctional facility. Now, with the support of his family, he is quietly making the difficult transition back into society.
Staying clean is the toughest thing I've ever done, but I'm going to make it.
And I'm going to try to reach out to the young people and help them avoid the same pitfalls that I have. Hard-headedness cost Lynn Bias his life. Cost Dexter Manley his...
Given another shot, Mike Helms is staging one of the greatest comebacks the game has ever seen.
Where there's help, there's hope.
Back inside the Miami Arena yesterday, they had thousands of youngsters here from the Miami schools, a tribute to the stay-in-school program for the NBA, and one of the leaders in that program is Isaiah Thomas, and he's standing by now with our Leslie Visser. Leslie?
I'm here with someone who promised his mother he'd get his college degree. Isaiah, what is the purpose of staying in school?
Well, the backbone of all society is built on education. That's the easiest way to become successful, not through athletics, but through education.
Gives new meaning to the term, do as Isaiah. Yesterday, Isaiah, you mentioned that Larry Bird is going to figure in your plans today.
Well, last year we really missed his competitiveness out on the basketball court. He's a very competitive person, and we also missed his extra passing ability. A lot of times in the All-Star game, you'll make one pass that leads to a shot, whereas with Larry in the game, you get an even flow, you get more fluidity to the game, you can make 2-3 passes and you end up with a shot, and that's the thing that we really missed the most last year.
Well, Larry will be glad to hear he'll be on the end of your feeding system. Back to you, Pat.
All right, Leslie, thank you, and thank you, Isaiah. You know, one player here not only got his degree, he got a commission. David Robinson is making his debut as an All-Star, and if it's anything like his NBA debut, it will be beautiful music indeed. Here's Leslie again.
Robinson's performance this year has been uplifting. He's helped elevate the San Antonio Spurs into the most improved team in the NBA. Having fulfilled his naval obligations, Robinson quickly became San Antonio's most famous sailor.
This kid has a chance to be the best, and I think I see him getting more focused and more confident with himself. He hadn't played a lot of basketball in his life. He didn't grow up thinking he was going to be a basketball player. Hell, he takes a keyboard on the road.
While music allows him to escape, basketball makes it impossible for him to hide. And while he's been motivated to master a wide range of interests, his mother knows his innermost emotions.
He has feelings. He feels for other people. And I think that makes him what you call special, but what I call normal.
Being around each other and the people and the relationships that you form are more important than the things that you might want. I mean, and I think that's one thing I learned from my mother and father as a child, is that, you know, if I feel good about myself, then there's not a lot of things that I'm going to have to want.
From the time he was a child, Robinson aspired to be like his father Ambrose, a career naval officer, and taking it further, he enrolled at the Naval Academy. His father also piqued his musical interest.
He played Sonata Pathetique, which is a beautiful piece. Stuff like that is just so beautiful. I just, I guess I couldn't help but really appreciate it.
While they're going overboard for him in San Antonio, Robinson realizes that for all his athletic gifts, he's never acted alone. Coaches and teammates helped along the way, which makes his mother deeply proud.
He was not responsible, because if it had not been for the passes or people cooperating with him, if they had knitted together, they could not have won. No matter how great he was, he wouldn't have been as great. He wouldn't have made all the news stories, and he wouldn't have drawn all the national attention if it not had been somebody working with him.
Robinson still feels there's a great deal of work to be done before the comparisons to Bill Russell begin, but so far he's enjoying his rookie year, and one song sums it up.
That Snoopy song, the Charlie Brown song, starts off with the rumbling.
David Robinson, an officer, a gentleman, and now an all-star.
And a very special guy. David Robinson is, in fact, one of the 7 first-timers here. A couple of NBA All-Star rookies are standing by now with Dick Stockton. And, Dick, let's go down to you. You're on.
All right, Pat, I got Kevin Johnson of Phoenix, Reggie Miller of Indiana. Truthfully now, what about the jitters in your first All-Star game?
I'm telling you, I've been nervous since I got off the plane here Friday night.
And you almost won the big one now, the three-point shot. Kevin, what about you? What about any nervousness? I shook hands with you and you were clammy and cold.
I felt pretty good, but you kept asking me, am I nervous? And I keep looking around and seeing all the stars. Instantly, I became nervous once I stepped on the court.
Both of these guys played against each other 4 years in the Pac-10 in college and now will oppose each other in their first All-Star game. It will not be their last, Pat. You can be sure of that.
Thank you, Dick, and I am sure of that. And what a thrill it must be. Of course, there's another thrill once you are here, and that's winning the MVP trophy. A unique, poetic discussion about that and some final remarks when we come back from Miami.
They're bounty hunters on the edge.
If I bring you up here, you're not going to hug me.
I'm not gonna hug you, now, help me.
And this time, it's personal.
Feeling.
Grand Slam, Wednesday.
This is CBS.
Okay, Chevy, it's time to face the facts. Ford trucks have outsold you again. And it all comes down to Ford value. Like the Ford F-150. Bigger maximum payload, more torque, and it's built better than any pickup in its class. That means fewer repair problems. And your local Ford dealer can save you over $3,100 with $750 cash back plus a special option package. And that's before you make your best deal. We don't mean to rub it in, Chevy, but Ford is #1. See your Rochester area Ford team today.
This was me with dull gray hair. I looked washed up. Then I found a whole new way to make my gray look great. Bring out the real silver.
Introducing a revolutionary new discovery called Great Looking Gray. Simply shampoo in Great Looking Gray and in 5 minutes, rinse. Your dullness is gone. The worn out look, even stubborn yellow buildup. Your natural silver comes through.
What a difference it makes.
New Great Looking Gray in the men's hair care section.
The Reagan's Astrologer tells all, exclusively on Entertainment Tonight.
You know, getting to the All-Star game is one thing, and winning this trophy is another one. And for some who win it, it would be like poetic justice indeed. We talk with some of the players about the honor. When you are the MVP, you are the best of the best.
Only one is picked from the East or the West.
Being an MVP is a dream come true.
I want it so bad, I'll play till I'm blue.
If you admit your age, the first one was Ed. But who could forget when Jordan knocked him dead?
The Knicks, like Frazier and Willis Reed.
Dr. J said, hey guys, you follow, I'll lead.
I'm Isaiah. I won it twice.
How about me? I won it thrice.
You try winning when Wilt's in the game.
I've never won it. Remember my name?
Larry won it. That's no surprise.
Remember the time I opened your eyes?
If you play like this one, you've got all the clout.
This could be Reggie's year. You better watch out.
It's a special group, and they'll make you stare.
If you're looking for me, I'll be up in the air.
Well, it's almost game time, and we'll be looking for all of them. Dick and Hubie are getting ready to bring you the greatest pickup game on earth. As Magic Johnson said earlier, it doesn't get any bigger than this. And as a famous Floridian once said, and away we go. Coming up, the 40th annual NBA All-Star Game live from Miami, Florida.
It's the biggest news about Ford Escort since it was introduced. For the first time ever, you can choose from a $1,000 cash bonus from Ford, or you can take $750 cash plus low 6.9% financing for up to 48 months. There's never been a better opportunity for you to own the world's best-selling car. Ford Escort. There's never been a better time to buy. See your local Ford dealer today.
Me and Joe were two of the most feared players in football. But now we want to try more peaceful pursuits, like fishing. We brought along some cold Miller Lights. The Light's not some watered-down version of a regular beer. It's a less filling beer that really tastes great.
You ready to try and catch a fish, Randy?
Okay, Joe, I'll go first. Hey, fish! Get in the boat!
Oh, this fish is pretty easy.
It's no fish story. When it's Miller Lite, less filling tastes great.
Hey, that one's too small.
Get out of here!
We go above and beyond just like you, above and beyond what we have to do.
I'm a Prudential representative, and I help people review their life insurance needs because I know how much the right life insurance means to me and my family.
You take pride in your life, so do we. Going above and beyond is our policy. The Rock, the Prudential above and beyond.
Right now we're getting a blood pressure, and I don't know what his vital signs are. I don't know what he took.
The numbers are heartbreaking. Almost 2 million American teenagers use illicit drugs. More than 250,000 of them use cocaine or crack at least once a week. To appreciate the magnitude of these numbers, all you have to do is look at one. This side, this side, this side. New medical evidence has shown that cocaine or crack can cause fatal heart seizures, even in first-time users. Remember, it's not a game, it's your life. Don't let it end in sudden death.
Where there's help, there's hope.
Boston Garden for the first NBA All-Star Game, and the big man, center George Mikan, is the main attraction. We're underway, and Ed McCauley wins the tip for the East. The ball is advanced across half court. And Dov Shays hits the long shot from the corner. Bob Cousy dribbles behind his back, makes a nifty pass to Shays for the lay-in. On the West, veteran Bob Pettit is teamed with rookie sensation Elgin Baylor. The battle for the rebound is won by Pettit. The quick outlet goes to Martin. Down court it goes to Shue under the Baylor. He lays it up. It's tipped in by Pettit. Interest in pro basketball reaches new heights. Curiosity abounds. All eyes are on a giant rookie named Wilt Chamberlain. Bob Cousy with the ball racing up court, throws a shuffle pass over to Wilt, who stuffs it. Here in St. Louis, Oscar Robertson and Bill Russell are the big guns for the East. Jerry Lucas has the ball, passes over to Russell, hands it to the Big O, who goes baseline and hits the jumper.
Lou Alcindor signed with the Milwaukee Bucks of the National Basketball Association.
With Alcindor starting tonight, the West All-Stars look awfully tough. Lenny Wilkins crossover dribble, drives to the basket for 2 points and earns MVP honors. Scores tied here in the final seconds. Jerry West smothered by Walt Frazier. Fires a 20-footer. It's good. The West All-Stars win. Julius Erving, showcase since the merger, with the ball on a fast break. Takes off in the air and slams it home. It's a battle of the Big Reds. Dave Cowens defends Bill Walton. Walter Davis passes over to Walton, who lays it in. With Magic Johnson watching his college rival, Larry Bird is free on a breakaway, scores, and captures the MVP trophy. The NBA All-Star Game has reached glorious heights with great stars and special moments. 40 years of star performances, and the fifth decade, the 90s, begins today. Memories today as we welcome you to Miami Arena in Miami, Florida, as CBS Sports presents a great classic, the 40th annual NBA All-Star Game. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton, along with my partner, Hubie Brown. We look forward to this every year, and of course, all you can do is look at the faces of the players. They'll be smiling, showtime early. As the game goes on, they'll have grimaces, the intensity, because they all want to win the game, really, even though it's an exhibition. Hubie Brown, we have the great stars of Michael Jordan, current, people like David Robinson, but what about Bird and Magic together again after Bird did not play last year?
Well, you'd think after 10 appearances that it would be boring. They would want the time off. Magic says, I love this game. Nothing is routine. I want to be with the best, and if I wasn't here today, I'd really be upset. Bird, on the other hand, very honored and thrilled that the fans picked him to be in the starting lineup. and he said after a year of misery with injuries, this is a major bonus.
How do you look at this game today?
Definitely by the guards, up-tempo, big pace, they'll decide the MVP.
All right, well, we're going to meet the All-Stars of the East and West coming up here at Miami Arena, so sit back and enjoy a great spectacle, and we'll be back for the introduction in just a moment.
Me and Joe were two of the most feared players in football.
Now we want to try more peaceful pursuits, like fishing.
We brought along some cold Miller Lights. The Light's not some watered-down version of a regular beer. It's a less filling beer that really tastes great.
You ready to try and catch a fish, Randy?
Okay, Joe, I'll go first.
Hey, fish! Get in the boat! Oh, this fish is pretty easy.
It's no fish story. When it's Miller Lite, less filling tastes great.
Hey, that was too small.
Get out of here!
It's Wednesday morning in Ford County.
Hey, Dad, is it really true that full-size Chevy pickups have more two-sided galvanized steel than Ford?
That's right, son. The electrolytic deposition of zinc on steel protects it from chemical oxidation.
But I mean, if it helps stop rust, how come a big company like Ford doesn't use as much as Chevy?
I don't know, son. I just don't know.
Rust protection. No wonder people from Ford prefer Chevy trucks. Nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America.
And for the introductions of the All-Stars, let's go to the public address announcer, David Axelson.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1990 NBA Western Conference All-Stars. Playing in his third NBA All-Star game, the high-scoring forward from the Phoenix Suns and MVP of the 1987 All-Star game, Tom Chambers. One of the leading scorers in the NBA for the past 4 seasons, playing in his 4th All-Star game from the Portland Trailblazers, Clyde Drexler. Making his All-Star debut, the winner of the American Airlines NBA Most Improved Player Award last season from the Phoenix Suns, Kevin Johnson. One of the best rebounding guards in the NBA, as well as a gifted scorer and passer, playing in his 2nd All-Star game from the Denver Nuggets, Lafayette Fat Lever. Playing his 2nd All-Star game, one of the league leaders in scoring, field goal percentage, and the three-point shooting from the Golden State Warriors, Chris Mullin. The only rookie in this year's All-Star game, he has quickly helped his team become a power in the Western Conference. One of the NBA leaders in scoring, rebounding, and block shots from the San Antonio Spurs, David Robinson. Playing his 4th NBA All-Star game, this 9-year backcourt veteran has long been considered one of the best shooting guards in the NBA. He is also one of the most accurate as well, with a career field goal percentage of over 50% from the Dallas Mavericks, Rolando Blackman. Elected to the Western Conference All-Star team, but unable to play due to injury, Karl Malone of the Utah Jazz. Now the starting lineup for the Western Conference is selected by fans in the Miller Lite NBA All-Star voting program. At forward, making his 5th consecutive All-Star game appearance, the leading scorer from the Los Angeles Lakers, James Worthy. Also from the Lakers, the team's leading rebounder for the past 3 seasons and one of the league's top defensive players, appearing in his 1st All-Star game, A.C. Green. At center, a 6-time All-Star who leads the NBA in rebounding and block shots and is also among the league leaders in scoring and steals from the Houston Rockets, Akeem Olajuwon. The only man in NBA history to record more than 1,000 assists in 2 seasons. He currently is leading the league in assists and steals once again, playing in his 2nd All-Star game from the Utah Jazz, John Stockton. Appearing in his 10th All-Star game, last season's Edge NBA Most Valuable Player and the all-time leader in assists in All-Star game competition from the Los Angeles Lakers, Irvin Magic Johnson. Trainer for the Westcott from the San Antonio Spurs, John Anderson. The assistant coaches from the Los Angeles Lakers, Bill Burtka, Randy Funn, and Jim Ian. And the head coach of the Western Conference All-Stars from the Los Angeles Lakers, Pat Riley. And now the Eastern Conference All-Stars, playing in his first All-Star game, the most valuable player of the 1989 NBA playoffs from the NBA champion Detroit Pistons, Joe Dumars. One of the top defensive forwards in the league, as well as a prolific scorer, playing in his sixth All-Star game from the Boston Celtics, Kevin McHale. This guard has emerged as one of the top scorers and outside shooters in the NBA, making his first All-Star game appearance from the Indiana Pacers, Reggie Miller. A 14-year veteran who remains one of the steadiest, most productive centers in the NBA, playing in his eighth All-Star game from the Boston Celtics, Robert Parrish. One of the top young forwards in the league, he has emerged as both a talented scorer and rebounder, making his All-Star debut from the Chicago Bulls, Scottie Pippen. One of the league's premier sixth men, he led the NBA in field goal percentage last season and also was voted to the NBA's All-Defensive Team from the Detroit Pistons, Dennis Rodman. Playing his fifth consecutive All-Star game, one of the league's most exciting and acrobatic players from the Atlanta Hawks, Dominique Wilkins. Now starting lineup for the Eastern Conference All-Stars. At forward, a three-time most valuable player and the owner of 3 NBA World Championship rings, playing in his 10th NBA All-Star game from the Boston Celtics, Larry Bird. Appearing in his fourth All-Star game, one of the league's leading scorers and rebounders and the NBA leader in field goal percentage from the Philadelphia 76ers, Charles Barkley. At center, he ranks high among the NBA leaders in scoring, rebounding, and blocked shots, making his first start in 4 All-Star appearances from the New York Knicks, Patrick Ewing. An All-Star in each of his 9 seasons, the career All-Star leader in steals and three-pointers from the defending NBA champion Detroit Pistons, Isaiah Thomas. Making his 6th consecutive All-Star appearance, the NBA scoring champion the last 3 seasons, and the league leader again this year, a leading vote getter in the Miller Lite NBA All-Star balloting from the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan. Trainer for the East team for the Miami Heat, Ron Culp. The assistant coaches from the Detroit Pistons, Brendan Malone and Brendan Surr. And the head coach for the Eastern Conference All-Stars from the Detroit Pistons, Chuck Daly. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of our colors by the Miami Killian Senior High School ROTC Color Guard. And now to honor America with the playing of our national anthem, 4-time Grammy Award nominee and Columbia Records recording artist, Branford Marsalis.
we're about to get underway for the 40th annual NBA All-Star Game. Back with the opening tip after this.
Oh, Sheila, that was all wrong. We belong together.
I know.
So let's get married.
Buy a big house.
Sure, we're gonna hit it big, kid. Stocks, bonds. We're on our way to Rainbow City.
In the movies, happy endings are easy, but in the real world, they take solid planning. So for investment advice, peace of mind, even buying or selling a home, come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the Rock.
I know college won't be an easy climb. That's why I joined the Army. With the GI Bill and the Army College Fund, in 2 years I'll have $17,000 to help me pay for college. And I'm developing the confidence and determination I'll need to help me succeed when I get there. Now I know I can make it to the top, not just in college, but in whatever I do.
Back at the Miami Arena, the officials for this All-Star Game, Earl Strom, in his 33rd and final year as a professional referee, working with Bill Oakes and Paul Mahalik. The West won last year, 143 to 134. It wasn't as close as the score indicated in Houston. And since 1984, the East and West, QB, have won in alternate years. So we'll see if the West can make it 2 in a row.
Should be a great one.
The East is in white. The West is in the dark uniforms. They're red. Hakeem Olajuwon will jump against Patrick Ewing. These some unusual numbers worn by some of the players. Ewing, for example, wearing number 3. There are 3 players on the East who wear 33. Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen, and Ewing. Birds has seniority. Underway controlled by the West.
Well, early we should look for the players to stay within a few basic set plays, but the game primarily will be up-tempo freelance.
Olajuwon gets the rebound on Worthy's miss. James Worthy with the ball. Magic Johnson and John Stockton at guard. We don't know how long Stockton will play. He's been really bothered by the virus. Hospitalized during the week. It is still in the possession of the West, and they have 9 seconds to try a shot. And usually the beginning of these games, we see if there's any sloppiness, we see it early on.
Well, they only get an opportunity to practice for 1 hour, and half of it is shooting practice. So they go with their instincts today, Dick.
Good defense by Ewing on Olajuwon. 2 of the great centers in the NBA. Now Larry Bird fakes a 3. How about that for instincts and freelance?
The master at the head fake. Very limited quickness with the feet, but
Magic goes in. He'll get credit for the basket. Goaltending called against Patrick Ewing.
we're seeing some high wire acts already defensively, like nobody is going to play defense here today, but we seem to have some erasers.
Well, Dennis Rodman says, I want to turn this into a defensive game, and we'll see him come off the bench for the East. Triple team on Jordan. Blind pass thrown away. 3 men were around Michael Jordan. Here's AC Green. Barkley clears. Larry Bird played only 6 games last year with the surgery. And an offensive foul called against Charles Barkley.
On this replay, you'll see Jordan come around the pick, catch the ball, but watch Barkley now. See, he stopped moving. If he would have continued, he had a dunk.
I don't even know whether the regular Chicago Bulls team would have gotten that pass.
How long?
Worthy inside again. Olajuwon. Here's Stockton driving the baseline and lays it in. John Stockton, who leads the NBA in assists and steals. Thomas puts it up against the double team. 2 times he's won the MVP in this game. World champion Ronnie Lott. You know, we saw Ronnie Lott in the stands, and Lott said after the Super Bowl win by the 49ers how much he has looked upon the Lakers' domination to spur on himself and the Niners.
Well, what did Al Davis in football say about Magic Johnson? There is no player that dominates professional sports as a winner more than Magic Johnson.
Team looking for help, throws it into the hands of Barkley. Here's a 3-on-2.
Patrick's been tough.
Jordan. Magic starts to break the other way, and the East better get down in a hurry. Worthy. Patrick wants to win the MVP award by getting 90 rebounds in the first quarter.
I'd say he's been on 3 shot blocks. He's running from end to end, and he is skying for the loose ball.
New 24-second clock on the kickball. 3 members of the Lakers in the West lineup. Bird. Magic the rebound. Stockton filling the lane as it came Olajuwon. No foul. Barkley was defending on the play.
Great block by Charles. Came a long way.
Isaiah, everything but the basket with a good move. Stockton gets by Bird. Here's Magic. Goes for 3. And he's got it. And it's now 7-2 in favor of the West.
Well, for people who really aren't zeroed in on Magic, that's his new shot.
And it's Jordan's new shot too, Hubie.
Well, a little touche that time.
And Michael has a smile and he says to Magic, "You're going to try it again?" AC Green rims the hoop. Ewing with another rebound. Barkley one-on-one against AC Green. His way in, gets the basket and draws the foul. Gives you an example of how tough Philadelphia has been because of that play.
You'll see right now Charles is excellent with a lot of moves. Notice how he moves his body right into the chest of AC Green. And you'll see watch Charles come in here now and block this shot on Olajuwon. Now, you know, people look at Charles, they know he's 6'5", he's 253 pounds, and people have a tendency to underestimate how high he can elevate, especially when he wants to block a shot.
You know, Jimmy Lynam said everyone talks about Ewing and Magic and Jordan MVP. He said, what about Charles Barkley? He can just put down 30 and 10 each game. No foul. Worthy looked to Billy Oakes. They said he got a piece of the ball.
Who's that guy 3 who got another shot block?
Now let's Ewing offensively. Boy, the East has missed a bundle of inside shots, but look at Patrick inside.
Excellent move by James now going to the basket. Here comes Patrick. There it is.
Ewing hits the shot outside. And the East leads 10-7. 2 rebounds and 2 block shots already for Patrick Ewing.
You have to keep an eye on Stockton today because he is very weak from the fluke.
Green fighting for the offensive rebound. Larry Bird. Jordan. Good move around Magic. Great pass to Barkley. Lost the ball on the line. And they'll give it over to the East.
Out of bounds, East ball.
Outstanding defensive play by Stockton. Watch, here comes the pass now. Now watch the strip right there. John Stockton coming in. Fearless, by the way, and taking on Barkley.
Here's Michael Jordan. Gets the ball back. Olajuwon got a piece of it. And they're going to call Akeem, or is it Magic, with a foul on Patrick Ewing. Chuck Daly's enjoying his first All-Star game in this first quarter action. It's on Olajuwon.
Now watch the attack by Olajuwon right here. The people in the building are thoroughly enjoying the opening of this game because we have seen a number of shots erased and quite a few fadeaway jump shots because of the fear of the intimidation.
The first New York Knick to start an All-Star game since Bob McAdoo back in 1977. And he has become the focal point of the New York Knicks. Magic and Jordan with a little banter out in the backcourt.
Well, Patrick is physically fit 100%. In the last couple of years, for the first time in his career, people forget the first 2 years, a number of operations on the knees, and it really hampered his play.
Lead is 5 for the East with 7:10 to go and a turnover. Ewing, though, can't save it.
In a situation like that, there's an example of 2 players who have never played together before. Stockton is coming off that pick and roll. His first look is to give it up on the roll man. AC Green was trying to hold on to that pick a little too long.
The East has scored 10 straight points. Nearly 5 minutes elapsed in the opening quarter. Worthy. Nowhere to go with it and hits the shot over Larry Bird. So that breaks a 10-point run by the Eastern All-Stars. Barkley on top. Worthy gambled. Isaiah Thomas, right place at the right time.
Look out.
Out of bounds, and it'll go over to the east. And a timeout. One of the most briskly paced All-Star games that we have seen in the last 5 or 6 years. And we'll be back.
In Paris, they lined up in the streets. In Rome, it was standing room only. In LA and New York, his concerts sold out in an hour. So if you want to see Paul McCartney and his new band, get in line early and get out your Visa card. Because a concert like this doesn't take place every day, and it doesn't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Yo, Mars Blackman here with my main man, Michael Jordan. Yo, Mike, what makes you the best player in the universe? Is it the vicious stumps?
No, Mars.
Is it the haircut?
No, Mars.
Is it the shoes?
No, Mars.
Is it the extra long shorts?
No, Mars.
It's the shoes then, right?
Nah.
Is it the short socks?
No, Mars.
Money's gotta be the shoes. Shoes. You sure it's not the shoes?
I'm sure, Mars.
What about the shoes?
No, Mars.
Money's gotta be the shoes.
Whole grain nutrition is important, but only one of these leading cereals has it. Only Wheaties is made with 100% whole grain. Just ask Michael Jordan. Better get your whole grain.
You better eat your Wheaties.
Look at my chin. You got a dent.
It's a cleft.
A badly shaved cleft.
Introducing the Slim Twin Razor System with the slimmest cartridge to reach every place on every face.
What are we gonna do about his dent? Let's pound it out.
New Slim Twin from Schick.
Willis Reed was a Rock of Gibraltar in his playing days. Of today's big men, Akeem Olajuwon catches his eye.
When I look at Akeem, I look at a player that I wished I was as good as quick as mobile as, because I think he has great mobility, great reflexes, block shots, can run the floor, and really can score the basketball. I think he is an incredible player. He plays beyond his size and his height, and he will be a remarkable, he'll be a Hall of Famer.
Akeem Olajuwon leads the NBA in those categories, and it's been tougher lately. He knows what it's like to play for an NBA Finals, but Houston has fallen back since those days.
Well, he's been outspoken, and it's getting notoriety over the fact that, he might want to be traded, but I think that Houston is going to handle all of that.
Stockton is guarding Thomas. Ewing looking to set a screen outside. It drops for Isaiah. Four of the 5 East team players have scored with the exception of Larry Bird. No substitutions yet. Everyone's going to get a lot of chances to play. Jordan gets the block. And Magic smartly went down court to make sure that Michael wouldn't release for the easy layup, but it's going to be East ball anyway. And now we have some reinforcements. Kevin McHale of the Boston Celtics. Joe Dumars of the Detroit Pistons. And Robert Parrish come in. Barkley and Ewing go out, along with Isaiah Thomas. So 2 Celtics have come in the game. McHale and Parrish. Magic with a great pitch to Olajuwon, and he's fouled. Right now, let's go over to Leslie Visser.
Dick and Hubie, a little while ago, Akeem Olajuwon made noises about wanting to be traded. He wants to play for a champion. He's not sure it's going to happen in Houston. He also looks across the state and he sees that the San Antonio Spurs made wholesale changes for David Robinson. While it isn't likely that Houston's going to trade him, hey, it's happened to great men before. Wilt and Kareem were both traded in their careers.
And Leslie, Clyde Drexler was a guy who was rumored to be involved in a trade somewhat, but now that Portland's playing so well, you don't hear that.
One of the answers by a player was, I think that he's trying to renegotiate his contract.
That's always the bottom line on those things. Bird tipped away by Worthy on the turnover. Tom Chambers in the game for the West. He came in with Drexler. Olajuwon. Parrish the rebound.
Early on, the coaches are trying to get in as many players as possible in that first quarter, and they'll keep moving things around. In the last quarter, try to find the best.
Michael Jordan. I have a hunch Michael will be in there at the end, don't you?
Maybe so. I think he's demonstrating. Oh, yes! Oh!
If there's a guy that wants to entertain in this game, Magic's the lead man. Jordan comes in. You wonder if he's going to match Magic shot for shot. 7 points for Jordan, 7 for Magic. And now Magic comes back again.
Just doing what I do best. Showtime.
I can do anything better than you. McHale posting up against Chambers. Here's Magic pushing it up again with 4:35 to go in the first. Worthy swoops in. And Drexler tries to keep it alive, and he does sufficiently for the West to get a foul.
Enjoy Magic Johnson. Here's your give. Bring it back. Lay it up and in. At the other end, Michael made a great move. Now watch Magic come on the spin move and lay the ball up. He's saying right now, look, Michael, you can match me, but then again, remember, I'm the point guard on this team, and I'm going to execute at the other end.
Foul is on McHale. Here's Tom Chambers. He's in there along with David Robinson. Our first look at David Robinson, the sensational rookie from the San Antonio Spurs. There is Robinson, who has exceeded everyone's expectations so far and leading the Spurs to first place in the Midwest Division. Chris Mullen is also in there. Chambers teamed with Kevin Johnson, his teammate with the Phoenix Suns in the backcourt with Clyde Drexler. Dominique Wilkins and McHale are the forwards for the East. Parrish the center. Reggie Miller in his first All-Star game, and Joe Dumars in the backcourt. Miller fires a three. Great outside shooter, and the rebound is by Chris Mullen. Drexler lost his footing. Didn't matter. And David Robinson, one of the quickest centers to come along in a long time.
He's just so smooth, and he has the ability to hang and split the defenses and create something, and he makes it look easy.
Dumars sandwiched by Chambers and Kevin Johnson. McHale. I heard the foul all the way over here. Alley-oop doesn't go to David Robinson.
Are you auditioning for Earl Strom's number for next year? Is that what you're doing?
I want to try 33 years like he did. East by 4. They've got the ball. Dominique. And he scores. Dominique, the slam dunk champion, gets his first basket. Here's Chambers. Goes by Reggie Miller. Chambers was the MVP back in '87. He wasn't even on the original roster. He was a late pick, became the hero. Kevin Johnson and Mullen, 2-on-1 now, and Parrish commits the foul with 3:16 to go in the opening period.
You can't tell me that Chuck Daly is worried. Is he worried right now?
No, I mean, as a coach, you want to win. I remember when Pat Riley lost, 4 times. He couldn't win, and they say, Pat, when are you going to win as an all-star coach? And I think it got under his skin a little bit because so successful in the playoffs, couldn't win as an all-star, and has won 3 games. All of them, by the way, in domes. He's won at Seattle, Indianapolis, and Houston. He's never won in an arena like this. Just starting, we're in the first period. The East leads the West, the 40th annual NBA All-Star Game from Miami Arena. One of the 4 successful expansion entries in the league. Joe Dumars hits the three-point basket.
Joe Dumars just does what has to be done. You know what I mean? He just eases around, does the defense, gets some boards, makes the passes, hits the open shots.
And right now, overplayed Chambers and caused a turnover there.
The early defense, Dick, has really been spectacular today.
People don't expect to see that kind of defense in a game like this.
You know, this celebrity business isn't all it's cracked up to be. Sure, I get to travel all over the country, but I'd rather just hang out and have a Miller Lite with the guys. How do you know they're out of lights? Me and the boys don't want some watered-down version of a regular beer. We want the less filling beer that really tastes great. Right, guys?
Hey, Joe. Yeah, Dad. Again?
Get the picture? When it's Miller Lite, less filling tastes great.
Come on, hurry up in there.
Really?
BF Goodrich.
TA time.
B.F. Goodrich TA tires perform like great athletic shoes. They grab. They dig.
B.F. Goodrich TA tires.
B.F. Goodrich TA tires, the athletic shoes for your car.
B.F. Goodrich TA tires.
When I grow up, I'm gonna make my mama proud and design cars just like that Ford Taurus or maybe a Ford Pro. My brother says all his successful friends drive one. Ooh, I've got to design a car like Miss Jackson's Mustang. I'll be rich and famous.
That's not supposed to be a car, is it?
Oh well, back to the drawing board.
She's city manager, people manager, therapist.
Why does everybody hate me?
Everybody doesn't hate you, Ken. Do you have parents?
Valerie Harper in an all-new City, Monday.
Well, we're a little past the halfway point in this season, and let's maybe take a look and see the most improved teams in the NBA. San Antonio, 19 games better than a year ago. Indiana doing extremely well. How about the LA Clippers with all of their injuries? And Portland right behind the Lakers. But San Antonio has been the talk of the league. David Robinson, of course, the top man. And people wonder, how can a team go from 21 wins to what they have right now, which is 32 so fast?
Two great rookies in David Robinson, who is a superstar, along with Sean Elliott. But then you add in a trade a Maurice Cheeks and then also a Terry Cummings, and you have instant leadership and major point production. And then, let's face it, one of the best coaches in basketball, Larry Brown.
Yeah, last year was his first losing year. Wilkins defended well. I think Drexler and David Robinson in there.
Yes, well, Drexler came out of the mezzanine to get that one.
David Robinson with a circus move, and it's going to be the East possession. The East leads in the series 25-14. And there is bragging rights and there's pride involved between the two conferences, as you have in the finals. McHale. Kevin McHale.
From Dumars.
Sixth man again. Remember, he was the top sixth man and became a starter. Now he's coming off the bench to good success in Boston. Winding down to 2 minutes to go in the opening period. Drexler is left open. The glide misses from out there, and David Robinson knocks it away, and still in possession of the East. But you saw some Robinson quickness and some Parrish experience running the floor at the other end.
I love what Parrish says. This game means a lot to me because I don't see too many left.
Yeah, he's got to appreciate every one of them. David Robinson, foul going to the hoop.
Watch David Robinson on the baseline now. Go for the steal and the tap. Mullins, if an opportunity, the catch was there, you had the nice shot opportunity, possibility.
There's David Robinson's very proud parents watching things. You know, even Don Nelson, they tell me, has been known to whisper the name Russell, talking about David Robinson, the left-hander. A lot of similarities with quickness and shot blocking abilities. No one has ever even whispered that name, but Don Nelson has, I understand, out of Golden State.
Well, an awful lot of people thought that he would be a scorer. They thought that he could rebound, but the shot blocking and the quickness of foot have really surprised and opened the eyes of many people.
Foul is on Kevin Johnson.
Foul's
So,
called on Kevin Johnson, his first.
talk about a rookie like Robinson and mention of Bill Russell in any way, shape, or form. That says a lot. Team fouls are 4 apiece right now. Minute and a half remaining in the opening period. The East leads by 9.
I really am impressed with the defense and the aggressiveness of the players today.
Parrish, great pass from Dumars, tipped in by McHale. But you know, you say you're impressed by the defense. When you have a Dumars and people like that on the floor, you're going to see outstanding defense. David Robinson double teamed inside. Chambers. And on the break the other way, Dominique.
That was a replay from last night.
What won it for him.
That's right.
Drexler. Little finger roll action and the rebound by McHale. Under a minute to go in the first period. Dumars inside. Thread the needle so beautifully to Robert Parrish you wouldn't believe.
That was on the money with some pizzazz.
You're right, complete player. Defense, passing. Now he scores a lot more.
Thrown away by Kevin Johnson, and with 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the East has opened up a 13-point lead. West has turned it over 8 times in this quarter. 18 on the shot clock. Here's Reggie Miller. And the first Indiana Pacer since Don Busey and Billy Knight were on the All-Star team 13 years ago.
One of the best pure shooters we have in all of basketball today. Not only the three-point shot, but we're talking all-around game and an outstanding foul shoot. Outstanding.
9 on the shot clock. Differential of about a second and a half, maybe 2. Now it's 4. They're running down. Chambers fouled, and it's going to be Reggie Miller with a foul, and they had 2 seconds on the shot clock. Downtown Freddie Brown. He knew how to shoot the threes even before they had the threes in this sport, huh?
Listen, Freddie would have a number of records if the three-point shot was in when he was playing. Freddie was one of the very few guys in this league who could catch a pass going towards the sideline out of bounds, turn in midair, and hit nothing but the bottom of the net. And he wouldn't do it one time a game. It might happen 5 or 6.
Exciting player. West has missed 6 of 9 free throws thus far. Combine that with the turnovers, and now you see why they're losing by 15. Now it's a 14-point game. 4.6 seconds to go in the first quarter. Wilkins gets the shot off and hits the three-pointer with 1/10 of a second left, and you know you can't score in 1/10.
By the way, was that a set play?
All right, we had an exciting first period, and the East has rolled out to a 40-23 lead, but it's just the beginning of an exciting all-star afternoon here on CBS.
How would you improve an Egg McMuffin?
I sense the egg resting peacefully on a flower-petaled muffin.
Really?
I'd light it on fire! Opa!
Interesting.
I'd fill all the little holes in that muffin with chili peppers and hot sauce.
Good morning. We'll stick with the fresh egg, toasted muffin, and Canadian-style bacon to give Egg McMuffin that classic one-of-a-kind taste.
Your good time, great taste.
Groovy tune.
Thanks, man.
I've made up my mind. I'm gonna do it. Why shouldn't I? I'm the one who has to look at myself in the mirror every morning. So before I lose another hair, I'm going to the doctor. I know doctors have treatment programs that are proven to work. More guys are trying them every day. I'm not bad now, but I wouldn't mind looking better.
Your doctor can really do something about hair loss. So see your doctor or call this toll-free number.
Too many kids never make it because they can't afford a college education. He's got the dreams, but does he have a chance? That's why the Miller Brewing Company is a founding sponsor of the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund. It's a scholarship program that sends needy kids to public black colleges. Let's give these kids a chance. Help save a dreamer.
They're just a bunch of tall guys running around if you don't have a program.
No need to run to Miami. The official 1990 NBA All-Star program is here. Capture all the moments and relive the history with action-packed photos and great articles. To order, send $750 to Post Office Box 1750, Grand Central Station, New York, New York 10163. Send for your official NBA All-Star program today.
CBS Sports coverage of the 40th NBA All-Star Game is sponsored by Jeep and Eagle, official vehicles of the NBA. Allstate, for home, auto, life, and business insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. And by the American Express card. Membership has its privileges.
Welcome to the All-Star Game as we start the second period with the East leading the West 40-23, and we have already had a bushel of spectacular plays.
Let's appreciate some nice passing. Here's Parrish picking out Dominique, running after a field goal was made. Beautiful look. Now we want to follow this up by watch the quickness and the rope type of a chest pass by Dumars to Parrish. There it is. And when you give it up and make the play, it's nice to get one back in return.
These are the only All-Stars who have been in this game at age 36 or more, and it's a small group, just 6 players, and Robert Parrish is one of them. We start the second quarter. The East finished on an 18-4 run to take their 17-point lead. Dominique Wilkins brings the ball up. He's got Joe Dumars with him, Reggie Miller, Kevin McHale, and Robert Parrish, the same 5 that finished for the East in the first quarter. And coming around the screen, it's Dumars.
This group that's on the floor for the East right now, they're knocking down every open jump shot and making it look easy.
Rolando Blockman has come in for the West All-Stars. He was a late addition when Karl Malone came up lame. There's Blockman from the corner, and he remembers what happened with Chambers, a late addition. You can be an MVP as an 11th hour guy.
Like he said, have suitcase can pack the sneakers very easy. He said he was thrilled to be added to this team.
Parrish fakes Robinson out of his shoes. Well, he's 36 years old, and David will learn that.
Yeah, but that looked like Robert of old. He misses the shot right there for the offensive rebound.
Now let's see Robinson on the other end. Okay, there's some quickness inside against Parrish. Averaging 23 plus, nearly 12 rebounds is Robinson. Kevin McHale, and that's a new thing for Kevin McHale.
That's absolutely right. It's amazing. He's almost taking 1 or 2 a ball game now and making them.
Slapped away. That's the 9th turnover against the West. Whoever thought we'd ever see Kevin McHale as a long-range bomber.
Well, they say you change your game as you get older, Dick.
Wilkins around the screen. Kevin Johnson feeds Chambers, his teammate in Phoenix, and he lays it in.
This guy is one of the best ever in the game. Tommy Chambers, off the dribble. You have a tendency to forget that he is 6'10". He handles the ball so well with either hand.
8 points. He's the leading scorer in the game right now, Tom Chambers. McHale. Chambers won't let him get a 3 off.
Look at Chief. Chief says, I'm doing this myself.
And basket counts and a foul. I'll tell you, David Robinson did everything he could to move the Chief out, and the Chief got it. There's Sky Walker, last year's slam dunk champion with the New York Knicks.
The Patton Robert Parrish fadeaway, but watch the arc on this shot.
Today's game is being broadcast nationwide.
Looks like he wants to play in a few more of these.
Every Sunday on CBS Sports.
500 miles of the hottest wheels on earth. Fasten your seatbelts when CBS Sports puts.
First, I test drove the Eagle Premier with the 3-liter V6 engine and with 4-wheel independent suspension. Then I test drove its nearest competitor.
Were you impressed?
Yes and no.
Look at this, my brand new Eagle Premier. And I got a great deal on it.
It looks like $1 million.
I got a better deal than I thought.
Time for the All-State Good Hands Award. Based on his total rebounds, steals, and assist-to-turnover ratio during the month of January, Charles Barkley had the best hands in the NBA. And this open-court steal and breakaway dunk is just one reason we can say, good hands, Charles. That's the All-State Good Hands Award. And remember, you're in good hands with All-State, a member of the Sears Financial Network.
During Hurricane Hugo, when speed was critical, the Allstate team helped thousands of policyholders get a fast start on recovery.
All the debris that's piled back here is part of my house. This huge oak tree, it's about 6 feet in diameter, fell across our carport.
And
well, thank
hopefully
you so
that'll
much.
take care of it for you.
Thank you. Thank you so
ma'am.
much. I appreciate it. Allstate's been so good to me.
West, a true legend, exhibited the classy two-way style seen in few guards. Joe Dumars is one who brings West out of his seat.
I admire Joe Dumars. I think he is one of the really, truly great guards that we have in the league who gets no credit. And the understated part of his game is his total game. Defensively, he's tremendous. He's the one guy in the league, when I watch Detroit plays Chicago. He's the one guy in the league who Michael Jordan looks like he's not going to run completely wild against. He does things the way basketball players should do.
You know, Joe Dumars' dad has been ill, was intensive care, and he's out, and of course we wish him well. Their two are very close. He gave him his championship ring to Joe, and he said, when I made the All-Star team, my dad said, I'm real proud, son. How's your puppy? He's got a new dog at home. He says, all I had to hear is, real proud, son. That's all I needed. That's Joe Dumars.
Well, the fellow that just admired his athletic talent, Jerry West, being one of the greatest ever, is one of the harshest critics that we have of players today. And when he throws out flowery words like that, you know that you are one of the best in this game.
Lafayette Lever of the Denver Nuggets, number 11, has come into the game. Here's David Robinson, and the rebound by Rodman. We have Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman. And now we have Olajuwon from Blackman to score. So the East with some substitutions. Isaiah Thomas back in the game. He's got Pippen, Rodman, Parrish, and Dominique Wilkins. Pippen playing the guard position. Wilkins slices his way in. Tipped up. Rodman very nearly made a great play, but the basket anyway to Parrish, who's in double figures.
Yeah, but that exemplifies Rodman. He creates so many little things that are not in the final statistics.
Blackman going to the basket, will get it, and will draw the foul.
Now watch as this shot goes up. See Rodman, he's coming from behind the backboard, keeps the ball alive, allows Parrish to get the basket.
And speaking of Parrish, he sits down, having scored 10 points and 2 rebounds and a block. Patrick Ewing back in. He was the starter for the East today. Rolando Blackman on the line. Well, down in Miami, and you know, many of the Dolphins are going to be here, including their outstanding quarterback, Dan Marino. Just under 9 minutes remaining in the first half. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown here at Miami Arena, 51-34. Great give and go from Ewing to Scottie Pippen.
You have to admire the East. They're doing an excellent job. It just isn't one pass and a shot. They're distributing the ball beautifully, making the extra pass.
Knocked away by Ewing, and Thomas couldn't control. You know, Hubie, even though this game right now is a wide margin game, you were telling me earlier you have a different feeling from last year, which was a blowout to this, right?
Well, we're seeing the exciting play. The guys are making shots, but the defense is right up there challenging everything, and you can feel the intensity level. The people here are in this game and appreciating the defense.
Olajuwon gets it. Rodman wouldn't let Blackman get the shot off. It's tipped up and in, however. Let's see who gets credit for that basket. It'll be David Robinson. Dennis Rodman could set history. If a guy ever wins an MVP for his defensive play, that'll be a first in this All-Star game.
Well, he's the only second-round draft choice in this game and the only NAIA player in this game.
Good point. They produce some outstanding players. Mullen gets it ahead of Wilkins. Notice how he used his body to keep Wilkins at bay.
Well, that's been 2 moves to the basket by Chris on the break, and he's played the rim beautifully. He's run the defensive guy right off.
Well, that's something Dennis Rodman that wasn't in the script, was it?
All right, in the locker room, we were kidding him before the game. We wanted him to take a 3-point shot. We told him no passing today. Every time you touch it, shoot it, so the people have no idea who you are. There we have Rodman now with the guy with the quick feet. Look at him smacking around. There he is, moving and grooving. You'd think this was a major playoff game.
One of only 4 non-starters ever to make the All-Star game. Kevin McHale, John Havlicek, and Bobby Jones, the other 3. Michael Jordan has come in for the East. James Worthy for the West. Robinson banging bodies inside. Slapped away, and here's Michael.
Rodman had a charge that time. You know, for a lot of people that say, what's Rodman doing in this game? He was picked unanimously by the coaches.
Pippen misses a 3 from the corner. So they do appreciate defense and offensive rebounding. Lafayette Lever hits the basket. Lever, by the way, who always deserves to be in a game like this, failed to finish in the top 10 of Western guards in the fans voting, but the coaches knew.
Oh, let's say this young man Here he is. He's averaging over 8 rebounds a game, and he's a 6'2" guard at most.
Jordan trying for the steal. Here's Olajuwon baseline against Pippen. Slapped away by Ewing.
No place to go. Here we have a real battle. Rodman and Robinson. Watch this. Oh! Get him out of there. But where was the charge call?
We'll send him to the break for that.
It's strange. I can't pick up anything.
Still, huh?
Cold filtered, never heat pasteurized, Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
Please don't let this feeling end.
Looks like I won't make it back for Valentine's Day. Yes, for a young lady. Something really pretty. A porcelain heart? That's perfect.
When you send the FTD Hearts and Flowers bouquet, you send a Valentine's feeling that never ends.
On the card, Happy Valentine's Day, sweetheart. Love, Dad.
Please don't let this feeling end.
Johnson & Johnson. What? Otherwise known as Magic.
There's no place like the Dome. Digger Phelps and Notre Dame cruise to the Carrier Dome to face Syracuse. It's Irishmen against Orangemen next Saturday.
Back in Miami at the 40th All-Star Game, you know, the only All-Star who's missing here today is Karl Malone, the Utah star who sprained his right ankle last Thursday. I spoke with Karl a couple of hours ago, and he said that he's getting treatment for his right ankle twice a day. They've taken off the soft cast and replaced it with an air cast. He said that he wasn't sure if he were going to watch the game because it might make him a little sentimental, but he said his pregame pick for MVP is David Robinson with a sentimental pick for John Stockton.
All right, Leslie, I just hope that was a 3-minute call. You know, when you call out in Utah, the tolls could be pretty high out there. You know, there was a lot of controversy over that. No one argues that Karl Malone's the best power forward. But Pat Riley had the feeling that maybe A.C. Green got shortchanged in this whole thing.
Well, naturally, he has a very big feeling for A.C. Green. People kind of forget that he was on his second-team all-defensive team. Plus, he's one of the best rebounders in this game.
Olajuwon goes in, and we'll have a foul. In fact, Pat Riley said, he says, I hope that A.C. Green wins the MVP award, and I'm going to do everything I can that he does.
Well, when you win as many championships as the Lakers, you have to have intangible people, the guys that do all the dirty work, the rebounders, the defensive people up front, the guys who get all the loose balls. So he has a very, very warm feeling for A.C. Green, and he does not like to have people taking shots at him. Now, we all know Karl Malone, #1 best forward in basketball today, by the players, by the fans, by coaches, by everyone.
And you know, the other thing is, what's wrong with having a guy who never expected to be an all-star, works hard, has the great work ethic as A.C. Green does, and gets the reward. Jordan. Isaiah Thomas changed hands, and A.C. Green gets the block on the play. Filling the lane, he's got Lever and Worthy. Worthy goes in. Pippen seemed to have position, but you know it's the All-Star game, so we're not going to overdo it with the foul, are we?
And Rodman came in from the right side of the lane, skied, and gets this block. Now watch him, Pippen looking for the charge, but watch the block. Here he comes.
Jordan tips it out. As far as the personal fouls are concerned, no one on the West has as many as 2. Kevin McHale is the only player in the game with 2 personal fouls.
Because of the short periods of time that the players play in an all-star game, the game is played in peaks and valleys.
Lever gets credit for a 2-point hoop. Leading scorers, Robert Parrish has 10 for the East. Chambers leads with 8 for the West. Ewing has it blocked. by Olajuwon, and Rolando Blackman comes back with a jump shot. It's 55-45. They've cut the lead down to 10. It was 20 for the East.
Is Rolando Blackman making a statement that maybe he should have been voted into this game?
You remember the game he was in when he hit those great free throws in Seattle? Now an offensive foul called. It'll be against Patrick Ewing. So now the West has a chance to come back and make more of a game of this, although it's been really an exciting end-to-end affair with, as you pointed out, great defensive plays.
We are having an outstanding matchup, Patrick Ewing and Olajuwon. This is their second time out on the floor, and they've already come up with 2 beautiful plays.
Blackman try to get it into Worthy. Jordan saves, loses. And Worthy couldn't hit the shot inside. It might have cut it to 8. Oh, look at this. Jordan to Rodman. That ought to make every highlight film tonight.
Well, as Rodman was motioning to the people in the stands, A.C. Green jumps out of bounds. You'll see this gorgeous pass. Here comes Rodman. There's the dunk. Rodman is showing to the fans. A.C. Green is trying to make a pass, and we have a forced turnover there.
4:40 remaining in the first half. Lever down the middle, Pippen the rebound. Chicago Bull. In your face, Scottie Pippen, the first teammate of Michael Jordan ever to make an All-Star team. Worthy. Ewing. West has had a chance to cut it to 8 points with a couple of plays inside. And Jordan travels. How about Scottie on this move?
This is Pippen at his best. He's one of the greats in the game today that we have in elevating and dunking. Oh, look who is here.
Ray Floyd, the great golfer and the man who invented elevating and dunking.
Dr. J and Bob Pettit, the only 2 guys ever to start in 11 straight All-Star games.
Ewing comes out to meet Green. Lever, short for the 3. Green can't control it. Let me ask you a quiz here. Who's the only East player who has not scored in the game?
Are we going to have prizes? All right, I'm going to say the guy that everyone picked as one of the greatest shooters ever in the game, ever played the game, Larry Bird.
That's right. Isn't that something? He hasn't scored yet. John Stockton comes back in the game, replacing Laviette Lever. So Stockton feels well enough to move along. He had the virus and flu. He's in the hospital earlier in the week. Spent most of this weekend in his hotel room. He didn't want to miss the game. Akeem blocked by Ewing.
Tell me this isn't a battle.
Third block by Ewing, and it's still going to be the West ball. And you know, there's a little personal battle going on. Olajuwon has been the kingpin at center, and now Ewing, people talking about MVP award for Patrick. Olajuwon can't take that sitting down.
Well, Olajuwon is saying, I have been the first team All-NBA center 3 straight years.
Behind every American Express card is a tradition of world service. Freedom to spend with no preset limits. Automatic protection for everything you buy. Access to cash when you're far from home. American Express is always there to provide our best personal service to every card member, around the corner or around the world. Membership has its privileges.
Where'd you get that nose? It's Dad's. How do you shave under that thing?
Introducing the Slim Twin Razor System with the slimmest cartridge to reach every place on every face.
Dave, I'd give Dad back his nose.
New Slim Twin from Schick.
This just in a breakthrough that is sure to fill a growing demand among today's beer drinkers, Miller introduces Sharps, a non-alcoholic brew with real beer taste. Miller Sharps lets beer drinkers keep their edge.
So, this is an Eagle Talon.
Come on, you've raced against Talon all year. Surely you've seen one before.
Not from the front.
Did you know Eagle Talent is one of Automobile Magazine's top 10?
Talent has won several prestigious automotive awards, so what's one more?
Car and Driver's 10 Best.
Rick Barry, who perhaps had the greatest floor game from the forward position, admires the things Larry Bird does and says their games are not unlike each other.
In watching Larry play, I feel there are some definite similarities between us. Probably the passing aspect and understanding the game and being able to maximize the skills and abilities that you have. He's a team player, and I believe that Larry has proven that you don't have to have all of those incredibly gifted skills of some of these great natural athletes who play the game and still be able to be the greatest player who played the game in that position during your time.
The interesting statement there is we're talking about two players who are noted for scoring first. And here we have Larry. You'll see that he's just a shade off in his shooting percentage, and it's really bothering him. But he's averaging almost 9 assists a game while he's scoring 22 points this year.
So he'll do it some way. Olajuwon misses the rebound by Isaiah Thomas with 3:15 to go in the first half.
Well, the great ones, the legends in the game, when their game is off, they make other contributions.
Green defending Barkley. Olajuwon got his hand in there. Barkley said, I'm going to go up with it. And they're going to have a jump ball between Barkley and Akeem. The chief guru of the Los Angeles Raiders, who knows where they'll be? Oakland, Al Davis, and behind him, hello again, everybody. Howard Cosell speaking of sports. You've got the best seat in the house here.
Right center court, right in the middle. Looking good.
With his lovely wife, Emmy. Magic Johnson posting up Michael Jordan here. Magic has 9 to lead the West scorers. There's the hook shot. And Olajuwon is fouled by Ewing from behind. I asked Magic yesterday when he was practicing the hook shot. I said, you ever hit a big hook shot in a big game? He says, you must be thinking of the bald guy. I said, no, I mean you. And of course, he didn't want to talk about the big game against the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals back in '86, Game 4. Remember the baby hook?
As long as Magic is on the move coming into the lane, it's amazing the high percentage that he knocks down that hook. It's more difficult when you're in a standing position and trying to do it from a post-up spot.
How about how the Lakers are doing without the ball guy Kareem this year?
Yeah, well, they've shifted, made a little emphasis on posting up a fellow by the name of Erwin Johnson, and also going to that guy Worthy, the quiet assassin, a little bit more.
That's right. Here's Charles Barkley, an assassin in his own right. 61-46 the score, less than 2.5 to play in the opening first half. Chambers, rebound by Michael Jordan. 20-point lead by the East was cut to 10. Now it's 16. Jordan knew he was going to be short with it.
Oh, yes.
Wow. Barkley from Jordan.
At the end of an all-star game, you want the other players to appreciate your all-around ability and passing.
Coming right back is Magic. A 3-point basket. He's got 12 points. Parrish still the scoring leader for the East with 10. He's on the bench right now. Barkley, and a great pass by Isaiah Thomas. Charles in charge still. Now a turnover. Stockton. He's got Chambers and Drexler. And stripped out of his hands by Isaiah Thomas. Loops it in, alley-oop. Ewing and Barkley converts.
Stu Jackson, wherever he is sitting right now, almost lost it when he saw that one go up. Here you have it. Look at the eyes. Beautiful dish off. Enough said.
Yeah. 22nd timeout called by the West. How about that Pacific Division where the LA Lakers, playing without Kareem, have the best record in the NBA, but right on their tails, the Portland Trail Blazers, Phoenix, and then the have-nots after that. But Golden State got off to a slow start. Clippers have been injury-riddled. How do you look at the Lakers? Many people are saying, hey, it's L.A. and Detroit. They're headed for the finals again.
Well, the Lakers once again have another team breathing right on them in Portland, but Portland has a major disadvantage. They must make up 6 additional road games in the second half after the All-Star break. Pat Riley, talking to him before in the locker room, said the first 2 weeks after the All-Star break are going to mean a lot for us with the Lakers. We're playing the majority of games versus teams of over 500 records.
Got him next week at the Forum against the Celtics. Chambers, and it was Ewing who made him change his shot. West kept possession nonetheless with 7 on the shot clock. Clyde Drexler. Here's Akeem. And the rebound by Ewing. The West has just not got good luck shooting. They're shooting 43%. Now we have 45 seconds to go in the first half, and they'll turn it over to the West. Coming up at halftime, an update on that controversy surrounding that shocking loss by Mike Tyson in Tokyo in that heavyweight fight. That's right. You missed it. It'll be Magic Johnson with his second three-point basket. And here comes Magic again with 32 seconds.
Oh, yes.
Try to get it to Drexler behind the back. Actually, Magic has 3 three-point baskets. Lead is 13 now by the East. They have the ball. 18 on the shot clock. Seven on the shot clock now for the East, and Bird loses it. Wild pass. West is turning the ball over a bundle 15 times this first half, and the period ends, the half ends, an entertaining first half. The East leads, but we have seen a tremendous all-star display. That is the end of the first half with the score. The East 65 and the West 52. Pat O'Brien will be back with the Prudential at the half after this.
I know college won't be an easy climb. That's why I joined the Army. With the GI Bill and the Army College Fund, in 2 years I'll have $17,000 to help me pay for college. And I'm developing the confidence and determination I'll need to help me succeed when I get there. Now I know I can make it to the top, not just in college, but in whatever I do.
People who want that competitive edge also want the nutrition of 100% whole grain. But of these eating cereals, only Wheaties is made with 100% whole grain. So only Wheaties gives you whole grain nutrition. Better get your whole grain.
You better eat your Wheaties.
From the Far East to Europe. Across the Caribbean and throughout North America, only one airline covers so much of the world with so much warmth.
We love to fly on the
A pretty young real estate broker, accused of closing a deal with a poker, has Jessica shopping for clues. In a matter of time, a killer will lose. Murder, she wrote. Then, 24,000 feet in the air, they survive the impossible.
The cabin roof's ripped away.
Connie Selica, Wayne Rogers, Anna Alicia, Miracle Landing, tonight.
South Africa, on the brink of change, the struggle for freedom and power.
We should be proud to be a white race.
On 48 Hours, Thursday.
CBS Sports presents the All-Star edition of the Prudential at the Half. Sponsored by the companies of the Prudential. Come to the Prudential and build your future on the Rock.
And inside Miami Arena, our score at halftime, the East leads the West 65-52. And hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. Welcome to the All-Star edition of the Prudential at the Half. Let us begin elsewhere because it has been an historic day in South Africa. We have a report from Dan Rather of CBS News.
Good day from Johannesburg, South Africa. A day of remarkable events, some violence, and a day of historic change as Nelson Mandela stepped into the African afternoon a free man for the first time in more than 27 years. The man who more than any other symbolizes the repression of apartheid in South Africa was welcomed by throngs of tens of thousands, perhaps as many as 500,000 supporters in Cape Town. At least one serious incident of violence there. Police pumped shotgun rounds into the crowds. The police say that they fired at looters who had broken storefronts on the square where Mandela was scheduled to speak. Witnesses say that storefronts were smashed, but CBS News saw the police shoot indiscriminately, wounding many unarmed people who were just waiting for Mandela. With this notable exception, police on other occasions were restrained, and the crowds, while exceedingly large, were peaceful, joyful. The man they hadn't heard, but whose force they had felt for so long, finally spoke, greeting them in the name of democracy and freedom for all. Then he pleaded for calm on the streets.
And not a single one of you should do anything which will make other people to say that we can't control our own people.
Many have expressed concerns for Mandela's life, and not just because of the threats from the right wing, but also from radicals on the left. But Mandela, according to President de Klerk, has apparently turned down South African government protection. We'll have more about all of this on the CBS Evening News with Connie Chung tonight. It's an early broadcast this evening, and there'll be a full report inside 60 minutes. For now, Dan Rather in Johannesburg, South Africa.
And again, CBS will keep us all current on this story throughout the day. Well, the big sports story of the day was the stunning knockout of Mike Tyson last night by James Buster Douglas. Douglas may have won the battle, but not the war, because the Tyson camp has challenged the fight based on an 8th round knockdown when Douglas, they say, didn't get up from the canvas on time. Now, by all accounts, Douglas was the clear winner as he hammered a lackluster Mike Tyson and knocked him out in the 10th round. This was something new for Tyson because now he is a loser for the very first time in his professional career. Here's what he said.
I still want to fight him again. You know what I mean? You guys knew me for years. I never cried or bitched about anything. Forget my friend. You know what I mean? I walk it like I talk it. You know what I mean? I'm just asking for a fair chance. You know what I mean? I don't mind. I lost before. Nothing's wrong with losing. I can handle a loss if I want to lose fairly.
Well, it was Don King who challenged the fight, and earlier today from Tokyo, I spoke to Buster Douglas about the fight.
I picked up the count at 6, and you're always supposed to look at the referee and pick up the count immediately. When the referee got to 7, I had started my process of getting up, so I would be up for the 8 count, for the standing 8 count. So therefore, to my knowledge and the referee's knowledge, it was 8. I'm not supposed to look over to the timekeeper. Supposed to look at the referee. He's the man in charge.
Buster, did you feel that you were in the ring with the real Mike Tyson last night? Was it 100% Mike Tyson?
Most definitely. Most definitely, because the shots that I knocked him out with were the same shots that I was hitting him with early in the fight. And he had been taking those fairly well. But the longer the fight is, and you just keep on working on a guy, then you'll start seeing some results later in the fight. And we all seen results later in the fight. He was not able to withstand that.
Well, you see, he's wearing that belt. The IBF has recognized Douglas as its heavyweight champion, but the WBC will hold a hearing on February 21st to determine their champion. When we come back, it was a full moon over Miami last night as they legend three-pointed and dunked. That, as At the Half rolls on from Miami after a commercial and a word from your local station.
That was all wrong. We belong together.
I know.
So let's get married.
Why, I've
big house?
Sure, we're gonna hit it big, kid. Stocks, bonds. We're on our way to Rainbow City.
In the movies, happy endings are easy, but in the real world, they take solid planning. So for investment advice, peace of mind, even buying or selling a home, come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the Rock.
He's gone undercover.
Lynchboro's a throwback, right out of the Wild West.
To expose a corrupt town.
Welcome to the sheriff's office, deputy.
They bought it, you're inside.
And to bring down its maniacal leader.
I'm gonna get close to bull chicken. I don't have a lot of time.
The hunt begins.
Wake up, Lynchboro.
Wise Guy, Stranger in a Strange Town, Wednesday. When the unthinkable happens to your family.
My child's been kidnapped.
One call can save your life.
We were scared to death.
Rescue 911, Tuesday.
This is CBS.
At Cortez, we have an offer that you can't afford to dodge. Buy a beautiful chattel for only $93.42 and the air is free. Cortez also has sporty Daytonas for only $92.95. Or you can pick up a full-size truck or the mid-size Dakota and save a ton of money. You get Chrysler's guaranteed rebate if you buy now. Cortez has one of the best selection of Dodges in New York State. So if you're shopping for a bargain, Dodge every dealer but Cortez.
It's the Harlem Globetrotters, giving it all they've got.
I've got it.
And you can get it too. All the action, all the fun. Sweet. The Harlem Globetrotters, they've got it all.
Who got it?
I've got it. How sweet it is. The Harlem Globetrotters' biggest world tour ever. And it's rolling your way.
The excitement of the Harlem Globetrotters is coming to an arena near you. Tickets available at the box offices and regular outlets.
At Sims, you'll never see this word, because Sims represents it off price over 200 world-famous designer and brand names in men's, women's, and children's clothing. You can always buy men's current, nationally advertised $290 suits for $159, women's $235 suits for $139. There's never a reason for a sale. At Sims, an educated consumer is our best customer. Witness the sports difference on TV8 Eyewitness News.
There are so many stars in the Miami arena, we almost have to wear sunglasses. And the East leads the West 65-52. Well, as you know, there is no such thing as simply the All-Star game. This, folks, is All-Star weekend now. And one of the most enjoyable parts of this basketball spectacle has always been All-Star Saturday, which this year was showcased as one big Saturday night party. It was truly a moon over Miami last night as the fans gathered at the Miami Arena. But it wasn't the moon they cared about. They came to see the stars.
Michael Jordan, Larry Bird.
See the slam dunk contest.
I came here to see the legends.
And how can you not want to see the legends just one more time? There's Oscar High Oscar, Walt Hazard, Wally Jones, Cassie Russell, Connie Hawk, and Connie. Gonna be up in the air today?
Yeah.
The Hawk used to be quite familiar with that space between the hardwood and the skies, and last night he showed some of that old magic. While over on the west bench, Rick Barry was still playing coach.
She's running pick and roll play with Dave on the left side. Then Murph and Dave spot up here.
But this game was not about coaching or strategy. It was about wrestling with old times. The Big E, Alvin Hayes, helped us remember why he's now in the Hall of Fame. As for the game, well, it came down to the final moments, and they left it up to Cassie Russell to ice it for the East. But this game was not about strategy or buzzer beaters. This is about friendships. There are no scores to settle here. And you thought they could never fill the shoes of those legends? Think again. The legends of the future were introduced before they got on to the three-point shootout. And they've been talking about this for weeks, the showdown between Larry Bird and Michael Jordan. And proving that he is indeed human, the touch was simply not there this night for Michael. He was gone early. And Larry, who was sure of victory, went to the lockers early as well. It was time for newcomers, and hometowner John Sundvold was a momentary hero. He had the hot hand early. But in the finals, it came down to Chicago's Craig Hodges and Indiana's Reggie Miller, and away they went. Folks, when you shoot like this, they say you have the feeling. And Craig had it. Then Reggie Miller had the feeling of pressure. He tried, and tried, and tried, and this one could have won it. Instead, today's headlines are bullish about somebody other than Michael Jordan.
To say, take that, Michael. Huh?
Absolutely. And Laird.
Congratulations,
all right,
Greg. Thanks. And with that, it was, let's go, kids. Daddy's flying high tonight. But the real air show was only about to begin. Last year's champion, Kenny Walker, backstage pondering new dunks. And the Pretenders warmed up in silence. A late entry, Dominique Wilkins was there, and new faces, Kenny Battle, and an early favorite, Sean Kemp. The world's favorite dunker was tonight a coach for teammate Scottie Pippen.
Like we practice. You remember how we practiced backwards? Do it first, because I think you can just still get some height.
Then, as somebody somewhere once said, it was showtime. When it got to the finals, there were two. A guy named Neek and a guy named Smith. Smith went first. Neek answered with authority. But you want to talk authority? Reach out and touch this one. The human highlight film had added another set of pictures to his reel. He's king one more time.
Think you want to make a career out of this slam dunk kinging thing?
Not a career, but yeah, I'm getting a little too old, but it was a good feeling. I came out here and did my best. Everybody was great out here today, and I just had a lot of fun.
Well, if he thinks he's too old, we have something to show you here from the Sea Aquarium. A giant whale doing a slam dunk. I want to say it's a whale of a game, but folks, I'll spare you that. Dick and Hubie are ready to bring us the second half of the 40th annual NBA All-Star Game. I'm Pat O'Brien. Thank you for joining us on the Prudential at the Half. Enjoy the second half here on CBS.
The All-Star edition of the Prudential at the Half has been sponsored by the companies of the Prudential. Come to the Prudential and build your future on the Rock.
Michelin high-performance radials. Everything you'd expect from a Michelin, only faster. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
All of GM going all out for you.
There they are, the critics. I was just like them, talking cars, dreaming cars. Okay, so I still am. It's incredible. At GM, I work on a design. I think it's pretty neat. And one day, it's out where everyone can see it. Okay, be cool. Let's see what these guys think.
For $19.90, GM offers American car buyers more new models than any other automaker in the world. GM, the mark of excellence.
At BIC, we sympathize with the ways that you pull and stretch your face in search of a better shave. That's why we've created the Big Metal Shaver. The patented Big Metal stretches and smooths your skin thanks to its unique metal guard bar, so the shaver glides closely and comfortably. So instead of stretching, start reaching for a Big Metal Shaver. It stretches your skin for a better shave. And that's no stretch.
The Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. Some people spend a lifetime getting there. The rest of us spend the time of our lives. Put a move on to Springfield, Massachusetts, home of the Basketball Hall of Fame.
CBS Sports coverage of the 40th NBA All-Star Game is sponsored by Plymouth and your local Plymouth dealers who invite you to test drive a Plymouth today. AT&T, the right choice. And by Norelco Lift and Cut Shavers. We made close comfortable.
It's been a thoroughly enjoyable All-Star game, and at the half, the East leads the West 65-52. Who would have ever figured that Larry Bird would have no points, Magic Johnson no assists at the half, yet both of these guys are helping their teams. Magic with 15, including 3 3-pointers.
You know, it's nice. Magic is at the top of his game without any assists, but Bird is doing so many other things. The extra passes, the good defense, helping out on the boards, etc. It's nice.
How about the East centers? Patrick Ewing with 6 rebounds and 3 blocked shots all over the place, and Robert Parrish off the bench with 10 to lead the East.
Well, Olajuwon struggling, only 1 for 8 from the field, but how about the 9 rebounds?
So these guys, if one isn't working, something else in their game will. Jordan takes the first shot of the second half. Rebound Bird, Thomas, Ewing, and the rebound AC Green. Here's Rolando Blackman, who starts the second half, along with Magic Johnson at guard. Up front, it's AC Green, James Worthy, and Hakeem Olajuwon. The West with the same 5 which started the game. Jordan and Thomas at guard. Bird, Barkley, and Ewing up front. AC Green, short with it. Thomas, 3-on-1 fast break for the East. It's Barkley, uncontested. Charles has 11 points, and now he is the leading scorer for the East. Olajuwon setting a screen.
How about this mismatch?
How about another? He's got 4 3-point baskets. Does Irvin Johnson. Remember in the beginning they said he couldn't hit the outside shot? How about Ewing running the floor to get the basket?
Well, Ewing said, hey, I just gave him a 3. I'm going down the other end. And everyone looked up the floor. Nice.
You talked to Patrick briefly during the halftime intermission. He is really enjoying himself. Blocks Olajuwon's shot.
Yeah, I looked at Ewing. I said, you know, you're struggling with your shot. Relax. I said, you 2 guys are 2 Brahmas down in that painted area. He laughed.
Magic. You still coaching Ewing a little bit here?
No, he doesn't need my coaching. As a matter of fact, I might have held him back.
69-57, and the lead is 12. Bird. Yes. Thomas. Beautiful. So that's what Bird's doing instead of scoring. He's making everyone else look good. Jordan is on Magic. That's a good matchup. And Isaiah Thomas. Another West turnover to Larry Bird. And Bird will have a chance to score on the free throw line.
Look at Magic there, showing a little facial right down on Zeke. He's taking him down inside. I think they've posted one another up a few times out on each other's playgrounds. Here we have Bird. Now watch the last second pass. There it is. Beautiful. Zeke running without the ball.
Orlando Blackman on the foul. Here's Larry Bird. You may not realize this, but he has attempted the most 3-point shots in the history of the All-Star game coming into this game.
Well, you know, he's struggling on the line. He's only shooting 95% this season on the foul line.
And of course, he's got that big string. 68 in a row.
Challenging Calvin Murphy.
Hakeem saves it into the hands of Jordan, and Magic with a very smart foul because he saw the East on a fast break He committed the foul on Jordan.
See, a part of Magic's game, you know, is this three-point shooting.
Fine quarterback of the Houston Oilers, Warren Moon. Disappointing finish for them in the AFC this year.
You know, for a lot of people who haven't been seeing the Lakers much, you know, he is second in three-point attempts in this game for the West.
Well, maybe number 33 is going to get cooking now. He has scored 4 points quickly in this third quarter. 17-point lead. David Robinson back in there, misses the baseline. Barkley runs in, and they'll call the foul against the defender, Worthy.
Foul's called on James Worthy, his first, the team's third.
Here we have Larry just cruising out there, doing his thing. Little head fake, which he does at his best. And then little shot, little horse time maybe. But Charles, on the open floor, Charles just loves to have body contact with people and then decide which way he's going with the shot.
Last time he was in Miami, Hubie, he was bumped from his hotel by the President of the United States. He says, why are they bumping me? He's been in the league only 1 year. I've been in 6. Bump him. It was down to 12 in the East. He's gone on a pretty good run now to open it up to a 19-point lead. Magic Johnson, who has 4 3-point baskets, misses that one. Thomas, great pass to Ewing. David Robinson.
Patrick got caught with his hands down that time, never thinking that Zeke would give it to him. Oh, yes.
Magic to David Robinson. That's the picture play of the game.
See, he's done that a number of times today. He gives you those 3 moves while he's in the air and then comes back to his initial look.
And his first assist of this All-Star game. What about this one? Thomas through the legs of a defender to Michael Jordan.
How about the bounce pass through 3 guys?
Worthy. Here's Elijah Wan. Jordan blocks him from behind. Hakeem can't believe it. He stripped him from behind. Michael. Four minutes gone by in the third quarter. More great plays in this one as the East maintains possession with 10 seconds to go here.
Check this ball. Check the bounce now by Isaiah. There it goes. Right through legs. A fantastic backdoor move by Michael Jordan. Now, how about this block coming from the opposite side by Jordan?
A comparison between the Plymouth Laser and Tina Turner. Both are exciting. Both have great lines. And both really know how to move. Unfortunately, the Plymouth Laser is the only one you can take home with you.
The guaranteed rebate has been extended until February 28th. Get $1,000 now.
The magic is back.
What magic?
Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon 2.
Now we're cooking.
On video cassette.
Shouldn't I have a gun?
No! You loved the first one. And 2's even better.
I'll take 2 of them out, you take 1. Better get it. You take 2, I'll take 1.
So what are you waiting for? The magic is back on video cassette.
And man, the magic is lethal.
Lethal Weapon 2, for sale at stores everywhere.
Mom, we need more Wheaties.
Right now, get Michael Jordan posters free on boxes of Wheaties. Collect all 3 and turn them into 1 jumbo Jordan poster. But you better hurry, because they're going fast. Better get your posters. Better eat your Wheaties.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Miller.
I just knew they'd call.
The rivalry of the 80s bursts into the 90s. Celtics, Lakers, and the Rockets battle the Bulls. Next holiday weekend.
Well, I'm glad Leslie's in shape. She's running the floor. She's got to be out of breath. What do you have, Les?
Dick and Hubie, I'm with one of the gentlemen who set the performance for standards on the court and off. Julius, what are you impressed most with today?
Well, I think Magic Johnson's having a tremendous game. Unfortunately, all the balances on the eastern side, and unless something dramatic happens, I think we're looking for another eastern runaway. And I am a little prejudiced towards the east.
You've been traveling internationally. What are the prospects for NBA play overseas?
Well, I think as we move into the 90s, that the prospects are very, very good. As you see, the international players who have made it into the NBA, the numbers maybe 4 or 5 right now. There are plenty of American players abroad, and sooner or later the door is going to open so that there will be an NBA franchise abroad. I don't know exactly where or exactly when, and if I knew, I probably wouldn't say.
Keep us posted. Thank you, Julius.
Okay.
Back to you, Dick.
All right, thank you, Leslie. Always great to see Mr. Ambassador out there. No basket because of offensive interference on the east side. Now the West trying to cut the deficit, and Akeem is fouled by Patrick Ewing and will go to the line.
Excellent move that time by Olajuwon. See, both of these guys are struggling, Ewing and Olajuwon, on their shot attempts, but they're doing an excellent all-around game.
Only 5 players in the league have averaged 20 points and 10 rebounds. And you're looking at one of them on the free throw line right here. Only 1 for 10 from the field, has struggled. He had, as Yubi mentioned, had 9 rebounds at halftime.
Got to give all that credit, though, for the 1 for 9 to Patrick Ewing. He has challenged every single shot opportunity.
Barkley given the shot by Olajuwon. Rebound is by Magic. An 18-point lead for the Eastern All-Stars. Their biggest lead. All right, sort of a rebound off of Ewing. Thomas. Commissioner David Stern cheering Michael Jordan's acrobatics. And the shot by Magic Johnson from Olajuwon. Magic has 22 points. He is the game-high scorer. Larry Bird buries it. Right now, the East with their 20-point lead, matching their biggest lead of the game. Scoring and pace picking up. Rolando Blackman gets 2. Blackman with 9 off the bench.
You know, we're looking at it. You take this Western team right now with David Robinson and Olajuwon out on the floor. And it's interesting that the East has been able to pick it apart and not get hurt at the offensive end of the floor.
Ewing blocks his 4th shot of the game, 5th shot of the game by David Robinson. And Robinson follows up on the turnover. Good point. You know, everyone thinks you just throw the ball out, and Pat Riley and Bill Burke of the West Lakers said, you know, that's not the case. We want to have some organization because we don't want these guys to embarrass themselves. We want to have an idea of what's going on. Bird. There's Robinson.
Well, when you go for the coaching in this kind of a game, you want everybody to have fun, you want them to entertain, but you also want to win the game.
Worthy short. West just can't make shots. They've had a lot of opportunities. Behind the back. Thomas tried to deke out David Robinson, act like he wasn't going to shoot, and there he was. 5.5 to go in the 3rd. Blackman, he's been a hot man. Remember, he only joined the squad when Karl Malone couldn't play, and he has 11 points.
Magic is giving us a lot of looks today. He gives you the first fake, the second fake, and then we'll deliver the pass.
Here's Ewing from outside. Here's Magic on the run. See, he knows what this All-Star game means more than any other, I think. Akeem. Blocked by Barkley. Barkley blocks Akeem. Only 6'4.5". He did it.
Yes, yes.
And the extra pass by Bird to Ewing. This crowd's loving it.
Chuck Daly is loving it. What a great pass by Larry Bird.
Some of the greatest expressions are on the bench. Some of the players not in the game. They're loving it. Worthy misses a left-handed shot. The lead is 18, and Thomas gives it a 3-point basket, and the biggest lead of the game opened up by the Eastern All-Stars, 89-68, and timeout called by the West.
And here we come. Watch now. Watch Bird give it right back. He saw Patrick coming down the lane. Now Larry Bird had a layup unselfishly. Now watch the block. This is a monster block on a monster player. Charles Barkley.
500 miles of the hottest wheels on earth. The Daytona 500.
did you know the cost for these 2 business calls from Los Angeles to Las Vegas at 10 a.m. may be different than you think?
The check's in the mail? Great.
One long-distance company would like you to believe they always save you lots of money. But if you compare their price to AT&T Pro Watts for these business calls lasting over 4 minutes, you may be in for a surprise.
Wait a minute. It wasn't supposed to happen like this.
Value. Another AT&T advantage.
If you thought you had to give up comfort to get a close shave, Norelco says, think again. Their revolutionary shaving system shaves skin close in a way that's incredibly comfortable. As the hair enters the chamber, the patented lift and cut system lifts each hair and holds it a split second before a blade cuts it, so it's possible to shave skin close without the blades even touching the skin. The lift and cut shaving system from Norelco. We made close comfortable.
When you find a car with this much room in the rear seat, this is what you expect to find in the front seat. Acclaim. First-class travel for the price of coach.
The guaranteed rebate has been extended until February 28th. Get $1,000 now.
Oscar Robertson was the personification of a leader in the backcourt, one of the best ever. The Big O can identify with another great leader and also one of the best ever.
Magic Johnson has command of the game to begin with. He's not the only one that has that, but he has total respect for his players. See, as a guard, what Magic does, you got to run at certain times. Then all of a sudden, your big guy's going to get tired on you. And if you got to almost know when to slow it down just a little bit, let him catch a breath, then you get it again. And that's the key. The key of the guard is controlling the game, and Magic does it. He does it well.
Second to the Big O in career assist leadership. Magic Johnson has 22 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 titles in the 80s. 5 times a world champion in that decade. That's half the decade.
You remember what he said? He said, I like passing and I like making great passes, except I also like winning. I think that's
Doesn't he now?
Yeah.
Chambers misses. Joe Dumars back in the game with Reggie Miller. New faces on both squads. Parrish and McHale, 2 of the Celtics, and Joe Dumars has hit a 3-point basket. Barkley on the bench with 12. He's the leading scorer for the East. John Stockton in the backcourt with Drexler, David Robinson, Blackman.
David Robinson from Chambers.
And Chambers, so 2 members of the Phoenix Suns.
You know, this guy with the ball is 2 for 2 and 3, so Dumars.
Parrish, 10 points in the first half. Double team. Pass goes behind, and a backcourt violation will turn it over to the West. So Stockton and Blackman are in the backcourt. Drexler playing a forward position. Now that Blackman leaves, Lever will come back in. So they're using Clyde Drexler up front with Robinson and Chambers, the West team. Dumars has Reggie Miller in the backcourt, and Wilkins, Parrish, and McHale up front, although Wilkins also plays guard. Drexler trying to drive the baseline. They'll call Dominique with the foul.
Foul's called on Dominique Wilkins. His first.
3:27 remaining. We're in the third quarter. 91-70. The biggest lead of the game with 23 points just a moment ago. And Parrish will get hit by a foul here. You know, earlier they ruled the 3-point basket was changed to a 2-point basket by Isaiah Thomas. Chambers scoops it in. I know you've already talked about what Chambers means, and I know that when you talk about players, you say a lot more about Chambers. I think he impresses you a lot more than the
Well, I think he is the real catalyst behind what they've done in the Phoenix Suns in the last 2 years. They know that he can get you 35 or 40 in any big game and do it in a limited amount of shots.
McHale finally converts. Lead is 21. Chambers firing for 3. And Reggie Miller Said, I just want to score one basket so someday I can tell my kids I did that at an All-Star game.
Yeah, but he's going to be in a few more All-Star games after this one.
I'm sure of that. 2.5 to play in the third quarter.
Go, Joe! Go, Joe!
Well, in the Atlantic Division, the New York Knicks have a 2-game lead. The surprise team, without question, the Philadelphia 76ers. Boston, with Bird back this year, a game behind Philly, and then the have-nots follow. What about the Knicks? How good can they be? How far can they go? And Philadelphia here, too.
Well, I think with the Knicks, they have the best shot at winning this division. I know Philadelphia is on their heels. Boston is going out on a brutal 8-game West Coast trip with everyone having winning records. But the Knicks' big thing is going to be what's going to happen with Kiki Vandeweghe in this next week of practice and see if he can make a contribution in the second half of the year.
Lafayette lever with Miller in his face, in and out. Just hasn't dropped for the West whenever they've had the opportunity. Wilkins can't save it. And the other thing, of course, recently there was a story. Rod Strickland said he wanted to be traded. He and Mark Jackson, the dual point guards. But, you know, the Knicks aren't going to make a deal just because a guy wants to be traded, because they've got something going there.
No, but, you know, he came back in next few ball games, made an excellent contribution, played 28, 29 minutes, and that's what it's all about. They have the luxury of 2 excellent point guards in Mark Jackson and Rod Strickland. Why should they give one up?
Right. Under 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Yes.
And you said yes because you saw Drexler under the hoop, and Stockton knows how to get him the ball.
Well, he has such outstanding court vision. You know, you just don't win that Good Hands Award for assists and steals minus turnovers unless you have a complete game and a great game of vision.
Kevin McHale hits from outside. He has 11 points. Barkley with 12 as a leading scorer, and a whole host of players right around that total for the East. Tom Chambers comes in now, and he's got 12 points. Magic with 22 is the leading scorer for the Western Stars. He's on the bench right now.
That was a beautiful pass by Clyde Drexler.
Robinson on Dumar's errant pass. Stockton.
Yes.
His teammate. It's always good to have your teammates. And speaking of teammates, you're looking at 3 Lakers on the bench enjoying it.
Well, you know, when you have the great point guards that are unselfish, you love to watch them in the open floor because they make the easy pass.
Wilkins draws the foul.
You'll see now that they're going to come out of this with a fast break opportunity. Now watch Stockton's head. See, he picked up Chambers right away, and he just looked off the defense by continuing to put his head to the left side of the floor because he knew he had Chambers running hard to his right.
Dominique Wilkins. What about the Atlanta Hawks? They have to be considered one of the disappointments thus far.
Well, they have to, but then again, you must remember they've lost Doc Rivers, their outstanding point guard, the other starting guard, John Battle. They've lost contact with the knee surgery, a 7-foot starter at big forward for them for a while. You know, these things take their toll because the old story is people underestimate the value of playing with good guards when you have outstanding talent up front.
Chambers will go to the line, and the third foul against McHale. Ewing and McHale each have 3. There's a colorful array of warm-up jackets as we look along the East bench. You know, one of the great things, of course, are the colors. And you know, in the game they wear set all-star uniforms, but when they come out for the warm-ups, they wear their own teams, and it's great to see the Kelly green and the red and the blue and the white of the Pistons. Chambers looking for his 16th point of the game, and he's got it. 98-80, an 18-point lead with just about a half a minute remaining in this third quarter. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown, along with Pat O'Brien and Leslie Visser. Hope you're enjoying this All-Star game. Parrish couldn't handle the behind the back from Dumars.
Yeah, Chief wanted that one. He just apologized to Joe running down the floor. He said, oh, he just grimaced.
Drexler in 3-point territory. Hits it.
By Drexler for 3.
In the fourth quarter, you're going to see the guys on the court who have played the best. And you know, for Pat Riley, he wants to make a run. He still feels he's got a shot at doing it. And in a game like this, you can't. 5 seconds to go. Wilkins.
Nice.
In the air, hits the bucket. Dominique Wilkins. He's got 11 points. 6 players in double figures for the East. That's the end of the third quarter with the score, the East 100 and the West 83. And we'll return to the 40th annual All-Star Game after this message and a word from your local station.
Genuine draft.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Cold filtered, never heat pasteurized. Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
If you like to save money, you'll love these Dollar Dazzlers from True Value Hardware stores. The sturdy 22-inch wood step stool by Werner is a handy household addition for only $5. This First Alert smoke detector has a light test feature for easier battery checks. It's just $10. And the Master Mechanic electric hot glue gun dispenses more glue with less effort. It's only $8 in the Dollar Dazzler circular from participating True Value Hardware stores and home centers.
This is CBS.
It's the Harlem Globetrotters, giving it all they've got.
I've got it.
And you can get it too. All the action, all the fun. Sweet. The Harlem Globetrotters, they've got it all.
Who's got it?
I've got it. How sweet it is. The Harlem Globetrotters' biggest world tour ever. And it's rolling your way.
The excitement of the Harlem Globetrotters is coming to an arena near you. Tickets available at the box offices and regular outlets.
I'm Bill Holtz, and although it's my name on the door, there are a few other names who really make a difference here at Lou Holtz Buick. Like Lou Muto, our Director of Service for over 41 years, the man other service departments always bring their problems to. And 30-year veteran Gary Hurwitz, who's helped more folks afford a Buick than most any other general sales manager in town. Lou Holtz Buick, just a half-mile east of the Lowe's 12-plex in Webster, where we always do more to earn your business.
Witness the difference on TV8 Eyewitness News.
More than physical. More than physical. It's more than chemical. So electrical. It's more than physical. Almost mystical. The way that you do. Yeah.
Do the right thing. NBA action is fantastic.
Get set for the final 12 minutes of action in this 40th All-Star Game. The East leading the West 100-83. Next Sunday, CBS Sports presents live coverage of the most prestigious stock car race in the world, the Daytona 500. Flag-to-flag coverage starts at noon Eastern. Then at 3:30, a legendary rivalry is renewed as the LA Lakers play host to the Boston Celtics. Bird and Magic will be on hand. And on Monday, President's Day, Akeem Olajuwon and Michael Jordan hook up. Houston against Chicago. And that's all next Sunday and Monday right here on CBS Sports. Lineups for the fourth quarter. Michael Jordan will start this on the bench. Jordan has scored 11 points. Lafayette Lever and Kevin Johnson with the ball in the backcourt for the West. Up front, it's Tom Chambers, David Robinson, and Chris Mullen. David Robinson. 15 points for the rookie from San Antonio. He's having a fine rookie all-star affair. Talk about a guy who's going to be a perennial. Reggie Miller comes right back. Reggie Miller. Reggie. Kumars and Miller at guard. McHale, Parrish, and Wilkins. Good defense by the East. Lever gets through inside. Little overplay, though.
That's Fat Lever at his best. He's outstanding once he gets down into that lane area. Challenges all the big people. Dominique.
Rebound, Lever. There's a 6'3" guy who gets a Whole host of rebounds. Chambers finds room, goes to the basket, gets the foul. They know he's coming. He scores and also gets hit.
Yeah, but you know, an awful lot of people can't tell whether Tom Chambers is left-handed or right-handed on the break because he dribbles with either hand, he shoots with either hand, and he's a contortionist at 6'10". He gets in there, degree of difficulty very high on the majority of his shots.
That's the 4th personal foul on Kevin McHale. And the three-point play cuts the lead to 12. That's the closest the West has come here in the 3rd quarter. They had it down to 10 earlier in the game. Biggest lead was 23 for the East. They have an 11-game edge in the series. McHale's ball was dropped with a rebound by David Robinson. Chance to cut it down to 10. Lever does, and a 10-point game, 102-92.
You can see it now. The West bench, everybody's a little excited. But all-star games, peaks and valleys, highs and lows. This unit doing an excellent job in bringing them back.
Don't forget, you got 3 Lakers waiting there on the bench when Riley needs them. Parrish. Amazing. He didn't have total control, but gets that ball up anyway. Chris Mullen. Parrish clears it. 2 minutes gone by in the 4th quarter. The lead is 12 for the East. Next year's game will be played in Charlotte. Charlotte, like Miami, 2 of the 4 expansion entries. Dominique Wilkins goes baseline. Every time the West makes a game of it, the East comes back strong with a couple of baskets. And traveling, called against Tom Chambers, no hoop.
Tough call. Tommy really down on that one. Got blasted right in the eye. And along with it, the shot went down.
19 points for Chambers. That did not count.
Now watch this. Watch how you see, he put it on his hip, good to travel, got hit, and then laid it up with a reverse spin.
Wasn't very pleased with that.
It's Wednesday morning in Ford County.
Hey, Dad, is it really true that full-size Chevy pickups have more two-sided galvanized steel than Ford?
That's right, son. The electrolytic deposition of zinc on steel protects it from chemical oxidation.
But I mean, if it helps stop rust, how come a big company like Ford doesn't use as much as Chevy?
I don't know, son. I just don't know.
Rust protection. No wonder people from Ford prefer Chevy trucks. Nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America.
This just in. A breakthrough by Miller has produced Sharps, a non-alcoholic brew with real beer taste. Miller's Sharps lets beer drinkers keep their edge.
I had to try this to believe it. Denerex tingles. Tells me it's doing more. Selsun Blue, no tingle.
Both Denerex and regular Selsun Blue have dandruff medicine, but Denerex adds an extra anti-itch medicine.
So long, Selsun Blue. Hello, Denerex.
You know the sinking feeling of a dead battery.
Mommy, what's wrong? Just stay in the car.
Now there's the revolutionary Die-Hard Dual Start. It's 2 Die-Hard batteries in one. A simple twist taps its built-in spare Die-Hard, so you're not left stranded.
Mom, you fixed it.
It's cutting-edge technology, and it's Die-Hard. Die-Hard Dual Start. More power when you need it most.
This game summary is sponsored by the Die-Hard battery. Now with more power when you need it most.
Well, the East has the edge, and there you can see why. Meanwhile, Pat O'Brien is with a guy who may have an opinion of that Tyson fight. Patrick?
Maybe a little opinion. Last night, the hitman, Thomas Hearns, was here, and we got news of Tyson getting beat. Were you as stunned as everybody else?
I was very stunned because I couldn't see it happening. I thought they made a mistake, and they said that Mike Tyson knocked Bruno out. But it was the other way around. Bruno knocked Mike Tyson out.
Are you surprised that there's a controversy in boxing?
I'm not surprised of that because I've been through a lot of different controversies, and I've seen it happen. So it could happen. It's possible that it did happen.
Thomas Hearns, a hitman. He looks good, doesn't he, Dick? Back to you guys.
Looks great and sounds great, Pat. Paul Silas, another hitman behind him, one of the great offensive rebounders of all time. Buster Douglas with a win over Tyson last night, huh? Still stunned over that, Hubie.
Well, Buster dominated, and anyone who saw the fight, the young man just fought a perfect fight. for an underdog.
Scottie Pippen in the game. Chicago Bull gets open. Chambers, and a loose ball foul called against Robert Parrish. There's Paul Silas. Hey, he doesn't have to take a back seat to anyone, even Tommy Hearns, so he gets center stage here. Silas.
Doing an excellent job as an assistant with the New York Knicks now, and doing a good job with the front court people.
Watch it. The alley-oop, and tell you, Pippen seemed to move David Robinson way out of that area. We're in the fourth quarter. The East has led virtually all the way. The West had a early lead. Biggest lead was 5 at 7-2, and then the West just took over. The East has, and the West has made a couple of runs. Dumars misses. The rebound inside by Rodman, and he loses it to Mullen. West has come back a few times, cut the lead to 12 or 10. That's all. Mullen runs into a stone wall, and now the East again.
Well, you know, they're forcing up an awful lot of bad shots right now, and when you close the gap like that in the game, what you're trying to do is get a high percentage shot.
Parrish over David Robinson. Robert Parrish with 14 points, and he is the leading scorer for the East Stars. They have 6 men in double figures. West has 4, led by Magic's 22. Main thing you want for both coaches will tell you, everyone to play, and then you want to go with the hot hands. And Chambers has been one. He has 21 points, one behind Magic's total.
Chambers and the Chief, Robert Parrish, are both putting together very quietly very, very big numbers there.
And now with 4 minutes gone by, the letters MVP have to start to loom a little bit. We've got a long way to go. Kevin Johnson scores, and so there's only one player in the game who has yet to score, and that's AC Green. There you're looking at the leading scores. 108-96, the lead is 12. Still plenty of time for the West to come back.
They're playing a little 3-man now, one side of the floor, so that McHale can post up.
Robinson wins the fight over Parrish this time for the rebound. They can cut it to 10. Lever for 2, and he's got it, and it's a 10-point game again, 108-98. And we're going to see Magic Johnson and Hakeem Olajuwon check back in shortly for the Western All-Stars. West won last year.
Robert Parrish was determined to pick Kevin Johnson. It was like at the rodeo where you used the lasso. Right? Watch Parrish said he can pick here right now, and now he's grabbing Kevin Johnson to post them up. He's smelling a deuce, and Kevin Johnson says, Chief, you're not going to get a pass.
Because I got your arm. So Olajuwon and Magic come in. And Michael Jordan gets a rise out of the crowd as he gets off the Eastern bench. Dennis Rodman. The Parrish. They'll call the jump ball. They held him inside and got the ball. Michael Jordan will replace Joe Dumars. By the way, those two who really never talked before really got to know each other this weekend. Their lockers are right next to each other in the East dressing room.
Working to be the best they can be. Teammates, sponsored by the U.S. Army. Karl Malone and John Stockton of the Utah Jazz combined to devastate opposing defenses. Stockton uses unparalleled court vision to find Malone on the break, while Malone confounds defenders with pinpoint passes to a cutting Stockton. Displaying a unique feel for each other, teammates John Stockton and Karl Malone work to be the best they can be.
A ranger never takes the easy way out.
You're reaching deep inside you for things you've never known. Go!
That's why getting into the Rangers is tough, and the training is tough.
Be all that you can be.
So it makes me feel like I'm part of something really special.
Be all that you can be.
And I'm not the only one.
Get an edge on life in the Army.
So you're into statistics. Well, here's a couple you may have missed. Over the past 5 years, cocaine-related deaths have more than tripled, while deaths involving heroin have nearly doubled. Every year, tens of thousands who gamble with drugs pay the ultimate price. If you don't believe these numbers, come and see for yourself, because here is where they keep all of the final statistics on file.
Where there's help, there's hope.
Connie Hawkins was ahead of his time, the creator of the high-flying act. He sees Michael Jordan's skills and marvels at the spectacle.
Michael Jordan, when you watch him play, I think you can admire his game, but it says, do you understand it? I don't think people understand it yet. And then I also think I don't know how good he's going to become, because he's getting better and better. Everybody's talking about guys that dunk the ball. To me, I think it's important if you can dunk during a half-court game. And I've seen him dunk against 7-footers, and to do that, you have to be a sensational player. It looks like he's enjoying himself, and I think that's the best admiration I can say about him, that he enjoys playing basketball.
You know, he'll be in a guy, you know, Connie Hawkins, you know, you were in the ABA, and Hawkins was a part of the first championship team, the Pittsburgh Pipers. And what a guy before his time, had so many skills.
He dominated the league at that time, and then when he came into the NBA, he made the first team All-NBA when he was playing for Phoenix with Cotton Fitzsimmons as the coach. You know, it's just a shame that he only played in the NBA for 9 years, and he put together the stats that he did. But he was really the first of the high wire racks that held the basketball like it was a baseball in his hand.
that he did. 10-point game. Michael Jordan in there, misses the shot out of bounds. It's still going to be East ball. By the way, Jordan is averaging 21.5 in the All-Star game, and that's the highest average of anyone.
You know what I liked about the comment by Hawkins? That Michael's ability to dunk in the half-court game. That is so difficult to do.
Yeah, in traffic.
Yes, indeed.
McHale. He has hit a big shot every time the West has made a run. Kevin with 13 points. 110-98. Plenty of time left in this one. Here's Magic, left wide open. Mullen. Olajuwon tapped it out to Chris. Jordan clears. The West had a couple of chances there, but the East, you know, the East have out-dunked the West 11-6. That should be a stat in the All-Star game, dunks.
The West just having difficulty all 4 quarters with the open jump shot.
Kale turn around. Olajuwon, the rebound out. And now Fat Lever. Magic behind the Mullen. Kevin Johnson made a great play, but they come up empty. We're halfway through this 4th quarter, the 40th All-Star game here in Miami. Michael Jordan, he's going more to the three-point basket, although he came up empty yesterday. He's got 13 points in this game. Here's Lever, Akeem in traffic. Great move.
Terrific hesitation, allowed Parrish and Rodman to commit themselves for the block, took his time. But, you know, it just seems that every time the West misses an easy opportunity, the East makes them pay for it.
Michael Jordan, he may be on an MVP run of his own right now. A couple of years ago in Chicago, scored 40 points. Now, the question of who's the star of stars starts to enter the picture of this game. Lever is fouled going baseline and is not going to be an easy decision for sure.
As you pick up this replay, now watch how Michael Jordan comes down in. Now he's being defended by a good Kevin Johnson. And then the little spin move and how easily he came out of it for the shot. Now here we have 2 guys right now. Neither one of them wants to fall on the other. They're having a little chat saying, you know, do we have a shot here? What do you think, Magic?
Rolando Blackman replaces Kevin Johnson. And Michael Jordan now with 15 points is moved in front as the Eastern scoring leader.
For years, this player on the line is never gets his due. And I'm talking on a national level. Here's a fellow who's only like 6'2" legitimately. He averages over 8 rebounds, and some years 9 rebounds. There are many centers and big forwards in this league who do not average this. And then he gets you to 20-some-odd points and makes the big plays.
Bird shadowed by Clyde Drexler. Barkley gets the rebound. Here's Magic, 3-on-1. Leaves it for Olajuwon. Blackman finally scores. But on balance, you'd have to say that the East All-Stars, the lead is cut to 10, really has played better than the West as a team. Offensive rebound, loose balls, things like that.
Shh. We still have 4 minutes here.
Well, but they have to this point, is what I mean. Here's Ewing going across the lane. Ewing now in double figures.
You know, on that extension of that shot, it looked like he was shooting down.
Ewing might have gotten a piece of that one. Drexler. Lever for three. Drexler of the Trailblazers. Magic is hit 4 3-point baskets. Olajuwon is fouled by Patrick Ewing going in.
You know, Dick, very quietly, Clyde Drexler has beaten a number of people off the dribble here today, and instead of forcing the shot, he has dropped off some very, very nice passes to people. No pizzazz, no flash, just meat and potatoes.
Olajuwon leading the NBA in rebounding and block shots. He's had a fine rebounding game today. Makes 1 out of 2. He has 13 rebounds today. Well, if you're looking at possible MVPs, you're thinking about who's done what. Michael Jordan with 17 points and 5 steals. Has to be a candidate. Robert Parrish with 14. He's on the bench right now. And Ewing with 10 points and 5 block shots. Laid up and in by Lafayette Lever. The West with 2 prime candidates in Magic Johnson and Tom Chambers, but they're trailing. But they're down by only 9 now as we get down to 3 minutes to go in this game. Thomas, who's just come in the game, misses the rebound by Olajuwon. And he overthrows Rolando Blackman.
West Coast timeout.
Timeout with 2:56 remaining. Plenty of time, only 9.
I love you. Skidamarink, I love you.
Yo, Mars Blackman here, my main man, Michael Jordan, and Professor Douglas Kirkpatrick of the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics. Yo, Professor, how does Mike defy gravity? Do you know?
Michael Jordan overcomes the acceleration of gravity by the application of his muscle power in the vertical plane, thus producing a low-altitude Earth orbit.
Oh, what?
Do you know what I mean? Do you know?
Money, check him out.
Uh-oh. What's wrong? There's just 1 minute made left.
I'll play you for it.
Yo, great game.
Yeah. I got thirsty just watching you guys.
Minute Maid Orange, the orange, the official soft drink of the NBA.
24,000 feet in the air, they survived the impossible.
The cabin roof's ripped away.
Connie Selleck, Wayne Rogers, Anna Alicia. Miracle landing tonight.
Back here in Miami, of course, All-Star Weekend is always an extraordinary jamboree of talent and players. And earlier this week, it was announced that 4 new players will be inducted into Springfield's NBA Hall of Fame. 3 of those 4 players have a Washington Bullet connection. Dave Bing, Earl Monroe, and Elvin Hayes. Of course, Bing was most known for his all-around guard play with Detroit. And, of course, Monroe was on the great Knick championship team in '73. They'll be inducted along with the late Phil Johnston. And, of course, we'll see a few NBA Hall of Famers, I'm sure, out of this group. Dick?
All right, Leslie, thank you very much. And Airs the Pearl is doing the national radio broadcast today on the ABC network. And there's Dave Bing, Bing Steel Company. Boy, he's made a lot of his life after basketball.
One of the premier greats. out of your alma mater, Syracuse. 12 years in the league, 20 points plus a year.
He was the first of the greats on the Syracuse campus, that's for sure. Barkley blocked by Magic Johnson. Bird takes it away from Lever.
Oh, yes!
What a great sequence there. Ewing gets the basket. Terrific sequence. Blackman hits a three. No, a two-point basket now. They said that he was in front of the line. 118-109 with 2:20 to go. Barkley gets the bucket. Charles Barkley now with 14 points.
Not only did Charles shoot that over his man, but he had Olajuwon coming and extending, looking for a big block.
2 minutes remaining in the 40th All-Star game. 120-109, the East leading. Blackman. That would have been a two. He was in front of the line again.
One of the few shots that he's missed.
Bird. This is a three, and now the West coming back. They may have to be in a position to go for three-point shots soon, but they won't afford the turnover, and the East maintains their control and poise in this one. What about MVP? Who comes to mind right now as candidates?
Well, I think when we look at the Eastern team, we have Parrish, we have Ewing.
How about that guy?
Oh, well, why not? I mean, he's a candidate anytime, any night, in any arena.
Got 19. Magic.
See this guy who's jumping all over the place is number 3. I mean, he doesn't have points, but he has rebounds, intimidation, blocks, great defensive plays. He's really playing a terrific game today.
I think he set the tone early.
Yes, he did. He went right after Olajuwon.
Drexler is fouled by Ewing.
Let's appreciate this. This is really beautiful. You had the shot block. Watch Bird drop it off here. Now you'll see we have a little scramble. Larry picks it up. Great pass. Now watch Ewing. Here he comes. There it is. Just cleaning up around here today, this guy Patrick Ewing.
12 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 block shots. Those are pretty tough numbers.
Like we say, there are other facets of this game other than points.
That's right. No, Ewing has proved that today. Bird behind Jordan. Thomas for a three. At the buzzer, it goes.
It's only fitting that the East should end the game with that kind of a shot. It's the way they've played all day, making the extra pass and then hitting the big one.
The rebound by Olajuwon. He's planning to play a lot of minutes. Lever from the corner, but it's academic now as far as the final result. Hakeem with 16 rebounds, but the East came out with a 17-point lead after 1 quarter. Cut to 13 at the half and raised it to 17 again after 3. The game is over. And Barkley hits it at the buzzer and it counts. That is the way to end an All-Star game. It's over, and it was indeed a terrific show. The Eastern All-Stars have won it 130-113, and even a losing coach can force a smile. And maybe Pat Riley needs a domed arena to win an All-Star game.
Here we have Charles milking the clock. He's watching it up there, seeing it time down on the release. What do they say? Cross the T and dot the I's.
Barkley wound up with 17. Jordan led the East with 19. For the West, Magic 22, Tom Chambers 21. And a spectacular finish to a spectacular show, as it always is. And the players head to their dressing room. And question is, who will be named the most valuable player of this game and go down in history? And we'll be back to find out who the MVP is as the East beats the West 130-113.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Miller.
just knew they'd call.
Matthew, did you lose your razor? I can't get around my Adam's apple. Can't get around half your face.
Introducing the Slim Twin Razor System with the slimmest cartridge to reach every place on every face.
How do I look? Ugly.
New Slim Twin from Schick.
This is how a Ferrari Testarossa looks on the road. And this is how a Ferrari Testarossa looks to the road, where it ultimately responds through the contact patch of its Goodyear Eagle tires. The exclusive tires chosen by Ferrari for every Testarossa sold in America. Goodyear Eagles, because there really is a difference.
Saturday morning in Ford County.
I see you got a new Chevy.
Yep.
That's a pretty smart buy when you amortize the cost of depreciation as it relates to inflation in the GNP.
Yep.
In fact, when compared with Ford Ranger, Chevy S10 has held more of its value model years 1984 through 88.
Yep, and they say they've been worth more when you trade them in, too. A tradition of higher resale value. No wonder people from Ford prefer Chevy trucks. Nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America. Yep.
The rivalry of the 80s bursts into the 90s. Celtics, Lakers, and the Rockets battle the Bulls next holiday weekend.
Well, it's unusual that the MVP would come from a losing team, but it's not unusual that it would be this guy who, Johnson is a most common name in sports and in basketball, but Magic Johnson is a most uncommon man. He's the MVP. Right now, let's go over to Pat O'Brien. Pat?
All right, Dick, thank you very much. And to present the award to the greatest basketball player in the world today, perhaps the greatest fan of basketball, Commissioner David Stern. David?
Magic, you've been an MVP for a decade. Today, you were the greatest of the great, and I'm not going to pick this up. You've got to pick it up yourself. Congratulations.
Magic, before you pick it up, Chuck Schmidt from Miller Brewing Company has a presentation as well. Chuck?
Congratulations on a fantastic game, Magic. You know, and in recognition of the outstanding personal performance you had today, I'm happy on behalf of the Miller Brewing Company and Miller Lite to present a check for $5,000 in your name to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund. And it's going to be used to give full scholarships to 36 universities, black universities across the country. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now the commissioner says you can pick up your reward.
All right, go for it, Magic. Gently.
Magic, I guess there's a first time for everything, huh? This is your first time for MVP of the All-Star game.
Definitely first time, and I never thought that I would win it. So many great players, so many guys had excellent games, and I think that I'm just here. I was here to have a good time, to try to give the fans a show, and I think we all did that. But for me to win it, this is like a dream come true, and I'd just like to thank everybody who voted for me.
Now, I know you inside, you are burning because you lost the game.
Definitely that. They got out on us on a 20-point lead, and it was hard to come back, but we made a run of it at the end, and they got a couple offensive rebounds to put the game away. But sometimes it's not about winning, because a game like this, just to be here, you won. And I think that everybody, the fans, it's a great weekend. Miami, they did a beautiful job. The city of Miami just really went all out. And I think that we all had a good time, and that was the most important thing. And I hope that all the kids here in Miami got a chance to see their favorite hero or their favorite star, and that they can grow up to be the next Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, or whoever they want to be in this game.
Anything you want to say to your parents who are behind you here?
Well, you know, everything I do, I always dedicate to them, because without them, I wouldn't be here, or I wouldn't be the man or the person that I am. So to my mom, I guess this is yours. You are my MVP, and I love you.
What do you think of that?
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I just love it. Just love it.
You taught him basketball. You did a pretty good job, sir.
I can't take that credit.
All right, thank you very much, Magic. Congratulations. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Magic Johnson is this year's MVP of the 40th annual NBA All-Star Game. Let's go back to Dick Stockton.
All right, thank you very much. And the last time a player from a losing team was named MVP of an All-Star Game, 10 years ago, George Gervin won that honor. We'll be back.
Mr. Ian McKenzie. I'm Angus McKenzie. Ian's moved down the road.
Today,
with service to 175 countries.
Uitbewoond in Ian Alistair Mackenzie.
UPS delivers to nearly 4 billion people,
Parcel for Mackenzie.
including the extraordinary concentration of Mackenzies along the northeast coast of Scotland.
Mr. Ian Alistair Mackenzie?
No trouble finding me, did you, lad?
No trouble at all.
UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
How would you improve an Egg McMuffin?
I sense the egg resting peacefully on a flower-petaled muffin.
Really?
I'd light it on fire. Opa!
Interesting.
I'd fill all the little holes in that muffin with chili peppers and hot sauce.
Good morning. We'll stick with the fresh egg, toasted muffin, and Canadian-style bacon that give Egg McMuffin that classic one-of-a-kind taste.
Your good time, great taste.
Groovy tune.
Thanks, man.
McDonald's.
This is how a Ferrari Testarossa looks on the road. And this is how a Ferrari Testarossa looks to the road, where it ultimately responds through the contact patch of its Goodyear Eagle tires. The exclusive tires chosen by Ferrari for every Testarossa sold in America. Goodyear Eagles, because there really is a difference.
Magic Johnson is the MVP, opening up the 90s as the MVP, and the last Laker to win the most valuable player in the All-Star game was Jerry West back in '72. Here are the All-Star MVPs of the 80s, and it started with Gervin, the last man from a losing team to be named most valuable player in the All-Star game. Right now, let's go to Leslie Visser in the East locker room. Les?
Thanks, Dick. And with the guy who scored 17 points, the most interesting of which was that last shot. What was that, Charles?
That was just my lucky three-pointer. I haven't hit too many this year, so I was saving that one for this game.
What about today? I saw you going around here asking the other players for autographs. Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, they had pretty good games.
Well, Kevin really hurt us a great deal. We didn't want to play him as much as we had to, but you know we didn't want to get Patrick tired for the second half of the season. But it was great playing with all these guys. It's always an honor to come here, and I want to keep some memorabilia from this game.
We saw you smiling during the game. You glad you came?
I'm very glad I came. Everything worked out. My family had a good time. There's no way you can come here and not enjoy yourself.
And what about looking ahead? What are Philly's chances for the rest of the season?
Well, I think right now we're in a dogfight with the Knicks and the Celtics, and it's going to go down to the wire, and it's going to be interesting.
Thanks, Charles. Back to you, Dick.
All right, Leslie, thank you very much. Charles in charge, and here is that last shot at the buzzer, the three-point basket that electrified the crowd as time ran out. Charles Barkley, and of course the 76ers have a big 5-game road trip coming up. That'll be a tough one. We'll return.
It's strange. I can't pick up anything.
Still, huh?
Cold filtered, never heat pasteurized, Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
Saturday morning in Ford County.
And see, you got a new Chevy.
Yep.
That's a pretty smart buy when you amortize the cost of depreciation as it relates to inflation in the GNP.
Yep.
In fact, when compared with Ford Ranger, Chevy S10 has held more of its value model years 1984 through 88.
Yep, and they say they've been worth more when you trade them in, too.
A tradition of higher resale value. No wonder people from Ford prefer Chevy trucks. Nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America.
Yep. How would you improve an Egg McMuffin?
I sense the egg resting peacefully on a flower-petaled muffin.
Really?
I'd light it on fire. Opa!
Interesting.
I'd fill all the little holes in that muffin with chili peppers and hot sauce.
Good morning. We'll stick with the fresh egg, toasted muffin, and Canadian-style bacon that give Egg McMuffin that classic one-of-a-kind taste.
Your good time, great taste.
Groovy tune.
Thanks, man.
McDonald's.
Back here in Miami, we want to remind you that tonight on CBS, tune in for another edition of 60 Minutes. And following 60 Minutes is Murder, She Wrote, and then Wayne Rogers and Connie Selica star in the CBS Sunday movie Miracle Landing. That's all tonight here on CBS. Hubie, your thought of this game?
Well, I really like, and I'm very happy for Magic Johnson, mainly because in years past he always says he thoroughly enjoys making other people king for the day. And it's kind of nice that he's king today.
3-time MVP in the season, 3-time MVP in the finals. Finally gets it an all-star game where he wants to make other people look great.
Well, you know, today's game was intense. We saw so many spectacular plays, and what you really love is guys like Ewing sacrificing themselves and doing all of the other work, which really put the premium to the excitement, and the crowd thoroughly loved the defensive aspect of it also.
Yeah. David Robinson, he's going to be to many of these all-star games. He showed us something, didn't he, in a losing cause?
Well, you know, he's blessed, and it's so nice because he's such a terrific young man. Along with the athletic talent, he has all of his priorities in the right order.
All right. So Miami, with the sun setting over this fine city, and a great host of this all-star game, and we'll be back after this.
We go above and beyond just like you, above and beyond what we have to do.
I'm a Prudential representative, and I help people review their life insurance needs because I know how much the right life insurance means to me and my family.
You take pride in your life, so do we. Going above and beyond is our policy. The Rock, the Prudential, above and beyond.
American Express brings a world of unsurpassed service to all our card members. The power to spend with no preset limits. Protection for the things you buy. Access to cash when you're far from home. Around the corner or around the world, American Express is always there to give every card member our best personal service. Membership has its privileges.
Saturday morning in Ford County.
And see, you got a new Chevy.
Yep.
That's a pretty smart buy when you amortize the cost of depreciation as it relates to inflation in the GNP.
Yep.
In fact, when compared with Ford Ranger, Chevy S10 has held more of its value model years 1984 through 88.
Yep, and they say they've been worth more when you trade them in, too. A tradition of higher resale value. No wonder people from Ford prefer Chevy trucks. Nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America. Yep.
Right now, let's get some more comment from the East dressing room and Leslie Visser. Leslie, who do you have?
Thanks, Dick. I'm here with Dominique Wilkins. Dominique, the East made it look easy.
Well, I think the first half was the difference in the game. We played an excellent first half. We played good defense, rebound, and got the ball out in the break. So I think that was the big difference in the game.
Do you think they were a little flat?
It may have been a little bit flat when it first came out, but the pace picked up. You know, they cut the lead down a couple of times. You know, they made a run at us, but we was able to keep our composure and keep playing good basketball.
Okay, thanks, Dominique. Let's go over to Pat.
Leslie, thank you very much. We are with Keem Olajuwon. A tough, tense game.
It was, very tough inside, especially playing against Parrish and also Patrick.
That was some work inside there. Are you bruised up and battered, or are you smiling anyway?
Not really, but I know it was a really hard work.
What do you think of David Robinson, the rookie?
Oh, there's no question. He's a great player. Very quick. He can do it all.
Compare him with yourself.
Well, I think both of us are very, very good players.
All right. Did you have fun today?
Oh, yes.
The season to Dick Stockton.
All right, Pat, thank you very much. We want to set the record straight. In 1980, San Antonio was in the Eastern Conference, so George Gervin was on the winning team. This is even more amazing what Magic did today, Hubie, because in 1977, Julius Erving was MVP on a losing team. It's been that many years, and you have to play great on a losing team to be MVP.
Well, we saw it, and we're looking right down in there, and there's a guy by the name of who? The big ambassador of the game of all time. And he's doing it out there. He's improving on his golf game these days, from what we all understand.
He looks like he could have a whole career all over again. We'll return to Miami in just a moment.
The Warriors will run. Garland all the way to Mullen. Oh, what a shot!
Fantastic.
Barkley, another rebound. Charles behind his back. Unbelievable.
Fantastic.
Hodges out with it, 14 seconds. Craig allowed the pivot for the ball. Yeah. Fantastic.
Here it comes to Sleepy on the run. He's got Paxson to beat. Oh!
You gotta love it. NBA action, it's fantastic.
During Hurricane Hugo, when speed was critical,
The Allstate team helped thousands of policyholders get a fast start on recovery.
All the debris that's piled back here is part of my house. This huge oak tree is about 6 feet in diameter, fell across our carport.
And
thank you
hopefully
so
that'll
much.
take care of it for you.
Thank you. Thank you so
ma'am.
much. I appreciate it. Allstate's been so good to me.
Too many kids never make it because they can't afford a college education. He's got the dreams, but does he have a chance? That's why the Miller Brewing Company is a founding sponsor of the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund. It's a scholarship program that sends needy kids to public black colleges. Let's give these kids a chance. Help save a dreamer.
We are back at the Miami Arena, and Pat O'Brien here in the Western All-Stars locker room, and I'm with David Robinson, who said it was great to be playing with Akeem Olajuwon.
Yeah, he's great. We get in there together a little bit and control the boards a little bit. And it was fun. I learned a lot from these guys. Obviously, tonight I learned a lot from Parrish. He played great, and it was just a great experience all around.
This was your first All-Star game. Have fun?
Yeah, the whole weekend was a little hectic, but the game, nothing compares to this.
What was the one thing you learned from these guys you take back to your game?
I think anyone who comes out here, especially if they're young, and you get that you can hold your own, it does nothing but boost your confidence and make you feel that much better. When I go out to my own games, I think it helps, going to add to my leadership a little bit, and offensively I feel a lot better.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us. His first All-Star game, but definitely not his last. Back to you, Dick.
I hope everyone really appreciates the great skills of these guys, huh?
Well, listen, we had the ultimate time.
Okay, thanks, Hubie. We enjoyed it very much. And so that's it for Hubie Brown, Pat O'Brien, and Leslie Visser. This is Dick Stockton saying so long from the 40th Annual All-Star Game in Miami, where the final score, the East 130 and the West 113. The NBA on CBS continues next Sunday as the Lakers take on the Celtics. And next Monday, President's Day, Akeem Olajuwon and the Rockets battle Michael Jordan and the Bulls in a Monday matinee.
CBS Sports coverage of the 40th NBA All-Star Game has been sponsored by Today's Chevrolet, who invite you to see why nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America. Nike, who reminds you to just do it. And by Miller Genuine Draft. When things heat up in the NBA, tap into the cold